Support the growth of your favorite digital show with just a text. Support Larry Reid Live by texting GIVE to 404-800-4530. Text GIVE to 404-800-4530 today.
Absolutely, yep. Look, this is what I need for you guys to do. I need for you to share with every darn body that is on your social media page, Facebook, Periscope, what I'm talking about. Oh, and hello to you on YouTube. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, it may look like I'm live, but I'm not. I have about a good month. What is it? A month and some change, and the strike is going to be totally over. I still ain't got cleared this call. I'm just going to have to go ahead and find out what in the world is wrong. Even when I sit here right now, there's something that... Can y'all hear that? That's me swallowing snot. It's snot running to the back of my nose and down my throat. It is nasty. I have to drink water so I don't vomit. Oh, Lord. Has allergies this start February? You know, because my allergy doctor told me start taking allergy medicine in August and February. I didn't do it. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh, if you're watching me here on the YouTube, it may look like I'm live, but this is what you call a premiere. I'm really not live, but I'm in the comments, and I'm live in the comments. I'm just like this. Just comment. I see every little thing you do. Thank you for all of your donations and your support and sharing and letting everybody know about Larry Live. If you're watching me now on Facebook and that little red thing is up there, I think it's right there, or maybe right there, I'm live right now. Share! Let somebody know that I'm on. Hello to those of you that are on Periscope. All right, let me tell you what we're going to talk about tonight. We're going to start with the Grammys. I'm going to do a recap on the Grammys. I'm also going to do a recap at the end of my last show concerning Denise Clark Bradford, the missing or the lost or the forgotten Clark sister. She started out with them with all of their hits all the way up to You Brought the Sunshine. I think she may have done one album after that. But she was a soprano along with Karen Clark Shear, who I know you guys love a wooly. And she spoke out for the very first time. Actually, I found some stuff out. So remind me of that when I said she spoke out for the very first time, because she had done an interview in 1996, but it just was on a platform where everybody heard it. And yeah. And then remind me some other thing. Well, she said she hadn't talked to her sisters since 1994. Remind me of that too. I got clear that up as well. Okay, that's gonna be at the end of the show. But between the Grammys, and I gotta say something, the Smitty. You might not know who Smitty is, but I can't say the name. But I can say Smitty or Dewdrop or Mountain Dew. And y'all in the comments, I know y'all gonna probably figure out who it is if y'all faithful LRL watchers, but I can't say the name. But I'm gonna say something about that. I'm gonna say something about that. So if you know him, go ahead and tell him I'm gonna talk about him, and it's his darn fault because they talked about me. Reid, are you petty? No, I'm not petty. But if I agree, you know what? You do what you're supposed to do, and I'm just gonna let it go. Because the last thing I want to do is mess with your money. Because you need to take care of all these children. Okay? That's what I said. But then you're not gonna go. You see, those you may not know. You may be watching me, see me sit here with tattoos and earrings and stuff. I'm looking like the world that I'm in, entertainment. But my spirit still is saved. Woo! God almighty. Sometimes I go slip on a little piece of something to cover up and get in the pulpit and preach and prophesy and cast out demons and stuff like that all the time. I prophesy every day to people all the time through mylifeguideforyou.com. Every single day that I can do it. several times a day. So I'm in this what I will call a bridge. Over here you got all the church folk, sacred folk, holy folk, this, and then over here you got all the worldly folk. And so I'm sitting on the bridge and I get everybody to talk to each other, and just use a different language. That's why I use some of the language of the secular, the fake cuss words, and then I use, our words. I talk about Jesus, God, and church stuff, but I'm a bridge. So you can't think you talking to, and this is just an example. You can't be talking to Jamal Harrison Brown or Bishop Jakes or Craig Groeschel or Joel Osteen or let me see, Ernest Pugh or Pastor Keon D. Henderson or who else I name? Or Bishop Neil Ellis or Prophet Ty or Prophet Corn or and talk about me. You can't do that. Because your colleagues is my colleagues. And if you're going to be talking about it, you may mess up my advertisement dollars or something like that, which mess with my money. So if I'm going to leave your money alone, you leave my money alone. But if you mess with my money and run your mouth, then I'm going to run my mouth and talk about you. Because that's just my job in it during ways to talk about whatever's publications. And I found that case that was closed later and now has actually been closed. You see, this is why you don't want me to talk, because I know too damn much, and everybody talks to me. And since your situation is already public, I can say anything that I done find out about it. Let me be. I'm gonna get to that. But anyway, what else I said to my Smitty, Grammys? I'm gonna end with Denise and the Clark because some stuff I found out about that. Oh, and I gotta talk to Baby Jakes. Baby Jakes done clapped back at some of y'all. They've been talking about his money and what he got going on over there at the church house in Greenville, South Carolina. Oh, yeah, he done clapped back. I'm going to play the clip, and we're going to talk about it on tonight. So go ahead on and share right now. Let everybody know that for the next hour, it's going to be Larry Reid Live. And you, my co-host, in the comments and calling in. I'm going to open up the lines because I had to get off the line on my last show. I thought it was something that was terrible. But it was sort of terrible concerning my eldest daughter. But actually, I don't know, because I had one of the Clark sisters online, I'm looking for a miracle. I got a miracle right here while I was sitting here doing the interview. So I'm excited about that, and I'm going to tell you all about that later. Well, actually, I can tell you now. I said to you guys, my eldest daughter was actually coming back to live with me for a while, but actually both my children are coming back, as some transitions are going on. With my ex-wife, so I am so happy. And they'll be here on Monday. So I'm excited. I really rolled them in school because that's how it was most of the time. I came off the road I pastored for 20 years. My last few years, I came off the road in 2009, and I stayed off the road just for them, although their mom was in the military going back and forth. And they were with me. They daddy's girls. So I'm so happy to have them back. It's probably going to add a whole nother level to the funny and to the crazy on the show. Because my kids are crazy, just like me and their mom. So it's going to be really exciting because it brings a whole nother level of happiness into my life, and I'm terribly excited about it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. The Grammys. Bring them over. The Grammys. Okay, so what taking you so long to bring them over? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can y'all give I'm gonna take this moment because Ken Nancy, mama came over and all the siblings and stuff, and they were mad. That's why you fussing at my brother, la 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 la. They said they're gonna come and get me and all this kind of stuff, but then they realized that. Let me just say this. Put Larry live with this. I'm just telling about my business, since I talk about everybody else's business. I might as well just talk about my own business. This is the kind of person that I am. Number one, I'm one of the nicest people in the world. You just got to ask somebody. Number two is when it comes, I work quick. So if I'm going to come here on set and I'm going to start setting up the show, I'm moving just like this in a rhythm. You can almost make music to it. Quick. So, but Nancy, Kenanchi, Kendall, and all the other names I call him, Heppaata, he moves a little bit slower. Now, see, this has been a problem because I've had several EAs and PAs over my life, or assistant secretaries, all that kind of going on. And all of them will start one speed with me, and by the time they're with me for a long time, they end up fast. Like my last EA, he worked faster than what I think he should work, because even when the other day I had a call and hire him to do something, and I can just imagine in my mind how he was doing them numbers just like that. And I said, you slow down, you're doing it too fast. But I've really sort of trained everybody around me to be quick. So when you don't move quick and you get doing something, I fuss. So it's like on the second or third show when I took my show over, because really, although my YouTube account and Facebook says I had these shows for a long time, yeah, but it was a different format. I didn't take this show over on my own. It's always been Larry Live until March, the last week of March. So I started fussing like the first or second show when I asked you to help me, and y'all went crazy and think it's the funniest thing in the world, and that's really me. But he used to tutor my children. I hired him years ago. He used to tutor my girls. He's a teacher. So he ignored me. But y'all thought it was funny. And he fussed back. Fussed back and forth, like, go ahead on. So now it's just a permanent part of the show. Cause I said, can I fuss at you just regularly? He said, I don't mind, as long as you get my paycheck. I don't want to care. I don't pay you no attention, no way. That's how this nigga is. So that's just how it is. So if he do something, I just fuss. So don't think I'm mean. It's just how it is. All right, back to the Grammys. Well, so I done took 10. I just run off at the mouth and go off topic. Yeah, I know. But people ain't watch me for me to go thing to thing. When I should do the show, we might do the show in 30 minutes from top of the topic. It's too short. Why you going so fast? We want time to sit and talk with you, and you like our uncle. So just sit there and hush. Sit there right over there and hush. Sit there and hush. Turn me up. Shut up. Tell kids shut up. Turn me up and let's talk. Let me tell you what happened about the Grammys. Now I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the truth. I've done lots of fast forwarding. And let me tell you why I did a whole bunch of fast forwarding, because I like the singing. I am a music fanatic. I love music. And so if somebody coming out there that I want to hear them say something in between or give a salute or tribute, I may slow down. But I'm going to fast forward and get to all of the singing. Now, the person that presided over the worship service at the Grammys was, what's her name? Alicia Keys. She was the first presider. She was the presider, moderator over, Baptist folks say moderator, over the service, Alicia Keys. Now, I don't know. Don't Alicia Keys and Jada Pinkett remind you of each other? They remind me so much. I think you take them, turn them inside out. Her, Jada Pinkett, Jonelle Monáe, and also this girl here, Alicia Keys. They're the same person. I think they're the same person. I really think they're the same person. They got the same mama, same daddy, but they just don't know. It's something, I don't know. If they ain't got the same mama, same daddy, they're the same piece of heaven that God pulled them out of and wrapped them in flesh. They're the same piece. They is the same person. I wonder why they don't get together and do something, because they're the same person. Jada Pinkett, Jonelle Monáe, and Alicia Keys, they're all the same. I really enjoyed Alicia Keys presiding. She was a great host. She didn't give it too much. She didn't give it too little. Even when she performed, she was laid back. I really like her. Really, really like how she go about it. Now, I really don't care too much for her chest voice. I like when she sang with a mixed voice and a head voice. But she said, New York! It sounds good in the beginning, but if she hold it longer, New York! It get like it turned into a holler. And in the song, sit on that piano, and I want you to sing your head voice, New York, or mix a little bit with your chest voice, a little bit with your head voice, and New York, do like that. That's the mixed voice. New York. Now I've been coughing, man. Didn't do right just then. Versus your chest voice, New York. Don't do that, because you're screaming, but you're talented. She had two pianos side by side doing that. Do you see that? She's doing. Yeah, that's interesting. She's very. But anyway, that's who presided over the Grammys. And then this was a great. I'm going to tell you the moments that I thought was exciting. One moment that I thought was terribly exciting when all these beautiful ladies walked down the stairs and they began to talk. This is when I felt that thing. I like when I watch award shows, there's a few different feelings I like to get. And when a celebrity really has got, and y'all may not understand what I'm about to say, but when a celebrity really gets, or entertainer or artist, a leader, really get into their thing. In church, we call it the anointing. Outside the church, we call it inspiration, or into their gift. There is something magical about gifts. And something magical about when a person get into their purpose and know exactly what they're supposed to be doing in the earth, and they just stand in that thing. It's like magic on them. So when these ladies all brought all of their anointing, church people will call it. Some church folk won't call it anointing because they say they ain't saved, so they ain't got anointing. All of their energy, can we agree with that? Or their spirit or aura, or their light or gift, all side by side. There was a presence when they came. Look at them, beautiful. Show the big picture together. And they were talking, and then when Michelle started talking, I felt like I wanted to give God praise. I felt like I wanted to praise him. I did feel like I wanted to praise him. I think Michelle she must be a prophetess or a bishopess. When they call bishopess. I don't know what they put an ES on everything that's for a woman. A bishopess, an eldress, or prophetess. And that girl opened up, I was like, oh! Everybody in the crowd was like, oh, Michelle! Whoa! Oh my God! There's something about that girl. There's something on that girl. And she's a tall somebody. I would like to meet her in the real life. Lady Gaga, I really like how she sort of went to herself. You know, see, people got to let artists go through the changes. You know, same thing with preachers. Preachers are artists. They're celebrities in their world, same old thing. And they go through their changes. I can name plenty of pastors. I can use myself, who, when we first saw them on the stage, they were one way. And then as time went along, they evolved. And she's really evolving. What's her name? Tiffany? Or something real, Stephanie, something real regular. I didn't know she was fine. I mean, she took all that other stuff off and all that kind of stuff, and she has more talent. You know, some like Queen Latifah, LL Cool J, who start out. People, I really want you guys to understand this. Whatever your gift and your talent is right now, what's popping, and I'm gonna tell you for what I know. Don't you get stuck doing what you're doing. A lot of you in the church that's watching me, a lot of gifts are stuck in the four walls of the church. Whether you in the church or whatever industry you in, that anointing, that gift that you got, it ain't just for one place all the time. Some of you, your gifts are supposed to be used in different ways. And so LL Cool J, Queen Latifah, Will Smith, some of the best actors in the world, they came on the scene as rappers and artists, and she's making that transition. I think it's beautiful. J-Lo is a wonderful actor. The girl fine as all get out. They said she had a butt reduction, right? Oh, that was a rumor. Never know. I don't think nobody interviewed her about that. Who that in the green? Oh, Alicia. Okay. And she got a, what's that, hair covering? Make it bigger. What's that she got on her head? Oh, they got their hair. These women is dressed like saintly women. Look, that's convocation. Look, Michelle covered up. Alicia covered up. She ain't got no chest meat, none. So yeah, that's convocation. Yeah, Stephanie look really good right now. Yeah. And Michelle standing by them women like that. And what's the name? Will Smith's wife? What's the name? Jada? Cause they they're all about the same age. Stephanie the youngest, ain't she? I think she is. She's the baby. All right, let's go on to the next topic. Okay, that was a highlight in the Grammy Awards. You have not seen it, you recorded. That's the part you fast forward to. Because Michelle started talking, they went to screaming, show now. Oh, another one that really, really, really was exciting to me was PJ Morton and Yaba. Now, if you don't know who Yeba is, if you on Instagram, MySpace days, Yeba is one singing white girl. And she loves the church. She loves Kim Burrell. She really come out of the church. Now, right here, you can tell she come out of the church because she looks frumpy. The outfit is horrible for her silhouette. It's terrible, in my opinion. And look at these two wonderful gifts. Both of these are out of church. P.J. Morton is Bishop Paul S. Morton's son. And he plays for Maroon 5. He's the token black for the Maroon 5. And he has a song. I'm going to tell you one song every time it put a lump in my throat. No one makes me feel the way you do inside. And I don't know what I would do without you, but that's no lie. If I die, I hope to find you in another life. Oh, I love P.J. Morton. He always giving that thing in my throat, and I start thinking about everybody I really love. Good God Almighty. And she got a song on, what that song? Vincent used to play all the time. How it go? My evergreen. Y'all gonna think I can't sing, but I can, but it's cutting up here. Evergreen. But this was not what she's supposed to have on. But anyway, I'm gonna tell you what they want because I wrote it down because of my memory. I couldn't read over stuff, and usually I read over everything, and I was able to spit stuff off because I sat for an hour with it, but I didn't have no time. One, traditional R&B performance for How Deep Is Your Love, which they're doing really good. How deep is your love? Under your love, I really need to learn. You know what? P.J. Morton CD really encourages me because if you listen to a lot of the music that's out there, especially on the gospel side, it's over-processed. It's a whole bunch of music. And he basically focused on the lyric and the song and put a little piece of piano, a little piece of drum, a little piece of this, that, little tap over here, tingle over there, and that's it. And you got, what is it? What's the name of that CD he done? Unplugged. Not Unplugged. It's Gumbo. Yeah, you got Gumbo. That's what it did. It was wonderful. Oh, and another thing that happened during the Grammys, so go back and watch them when they won. I'm going to tell you, whenever I watch the Grammys, I'm telling you about the feelings I like to get. I told you about them women coming down there, that energy was on there. And when people win, every time, and anybody be in the room is my witness, and I'm not the crying type, every time my eyes start sweating. And I don't know what it is. It's when somebody win and they get them rewards. And them rewards that come out there, they're thinking they just feeling so grateful. I'm like, I know, man. Thank you, Jesus. It just get me. I don't know why it get me like that. I just feel that thing in my heart. I feel like it's me winning. Bring him over here. I don't understand what. I don't know what he was thinking. This is Drake, and this is one of the moments that you should watch. I'm gonna tell you why you should watch it, because he did something dumb. Now, what he said was was spot on. What he said was spot on. He basically said this reward don't mean a thing. Basically, he said we don't do what we do for this here. But when he said about it not meaning anything, do you know the Grammys cut his mic? It wasn't in time for him to be finished talking. No, they do the who they did that to? Her last night? Somebody went. They turned the music on, but somebody went past the music, then listened to the music, and then they just cut the mic off. Who was that? Dua Lipa. And I really like them. I should have had them. Yeah. Are they lesbians? They was on that stage doing like lesbians and all in each other and all like this. But there was something on their body movements and how they were doing what they're doing that made me. They were moving almost like a snake, and they were moving and singing. I liked it. I was in a trance. But y'all know I like white women too, so I like all women, but I do like, I have a fetish when it comes to the white. I don't know what it is. I do not think white is superior. My mentor hates for me to mention. I threaten and play with him. I'm going to marry a white woman and bring her up here, because a whole lot of black, I ain't saying hate white people. I'm just saying, no, a lot of black people like, no, marry your kind, however. And I'm going to tell you what it is. My first sexual experience outside of the whole family incest, molestation, all us playing with each other. It was a white. The first 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. And that's all it is. It's just that thing. You know, because you get your first taste of white meat. You're like, this is it. It ain't nothing that serious. That's it. And then my first girlfriend, after all that play around, was really light skinned, you know. And then my ex-wife, you know, she high yellow. You know, so it's just, that's all it is. Let me tell you what High Yellow did. He got up there talking about, said what he said. Why will you be at the People's Reward show? And then you make that statement. That's something you put on the Twitterations, something you put on the Facebookings, or the Instagramerations. You do not say that at the folks' reward show. Damn. Why did you do that, sir? What was you high? That's a Twitteration. You do not. That's a posting. That's not what you're supposed to stand. It was the right time because people, artists, this is the time we do need to hear this truth that he spoke. Wrong place. Wrong place. Wrong place. That was not God's plan. That's what he wanted the reward for, was the song God's Plan. I think it was let me see if I got it wrote down because I had it down here somewhere. I don't even know. I think it was Record of the Year. Was it Record of the Year? I thought I had it wrote down here. I don't know what it was, but he won it. But you shouldn't say that at the reward show. All right, so that's another thing y'all should watch when they turn the thing off on him. All right, go to the next thing. Now, next thing was Her. I enjoyed Her. Let me tell you this. When I first, to me, Her, we have 159 Her singers in the church. So to me, I'm like, we got Yolanda Adams, we got Kimberly. Bump all of the big names. In your typical, probably Kojic church, where all of these artists come out of, most of them, you're going to hear somebody who can kill like Her. But that song, what is that song? Oh, God, it's slipping my mind right now. Let me see. I'm gonna look it up. Her song. What's the name of that song? I can't think of the name of it, but it's a slow. The song is intoxicating. I can't think of the song, but I only heard it like 3 times. And those of you that follow the show know I don't really get into the females-led songs that are led by females that much because most times the songs are too darn fluffy. I don't like fluffy songs. I don't like no fluffy song at all. So, but this song, I will listen to a fluffy song if led by a female, if it has a grit in it or has a bucket loads of passion where I can feel it. Like that white girl. What's a white girl name? Big girl over there from the UK. She done lost a whole lot of weight. She had it cut out. What's the name? Adele. Hello. When I first heard that, it's me. I was wondering and I've been after me to go over. Hello from the other. That. Woo. I felt that thing. So that I downloaded. I put in my strings and my Spotifications. Oh, somebody inboxed me. If you focus on me, woo. You don't like that song? I don't like Her. Wait a minute. Hold on. Speak louder. Hold on. I want y'all to hear what he said.
Her does nothing for me.
Wait a minute. Nancy said he don't like her. What is it? Did you know her? You got a cell phone number?
I'm saying I don't like her artistry. Her artistry does nothing for me.
Okay. He said, I don't know if y'all can hear him. He said, I don't like her artistry. Her artistry doesn't do anything for me. But that's sort of what I was there. Cause says we got this singing in the church. Church is overstocked with talent. Lots of gifts trapped in the church and going there every single Sunday where they can be out somewhere else doing something else to help somebody else. Take Jesus on the highway, on the road. Take him in the club. But anyway, it's the song. For me, the song. And she's been working in the industry since about 12 or 13 years old. So when she won, that was another one that had my eyes sweating. I'm like, man, Man, I feel. I said, I feel that thing. I feel it. I mean, because she was so thankful, and she brought up her team. Let me tell y'all something. Now, sometimes when it comes to certain things, people that win, they did pull their own stuff up by their bootstraps. They put the work in, they put the grind in, and it was them. It might be one other person. They did it. But when it comes to the music industry, you will not win without a team. You just ain't going to do it. Her team is the reason why she was on that stage. I'm not saying the song ain't have nothing to do with it. I'm not saying her talent ain't have nothing to do with it. But it was a darn team. Because there are plenty of folk who talented with a good song did not stand where she was standing. I mean, where her was standing. So anyway, that's that. Now the next one, I am a little biased concerning. This girl got a spice that is in her that I don't even care. Now this, I know I got church people watching me, so let me see how I'm gonna say this to where I'll make y'all cringe. There's some of us that when we lay with our significant other, we lay that one time, and our retractory, I'm talking men, our retractory period, our period of retract. I don't know if y'all know what I mean. What I'm saying is, some people is 15 minutes, some people is 2 hours, sometimes it's a day or two, before we can get back to that place and want to do that again, and spread or spray or ooze out all of what. Okay, anyway. You just got to follow me. Fill in the blanks. I don't care if, and I'm not the kind of person to go back to back. I don't care if I've done it 50 times. If I see this girl, it's just like I ain't never did it before. There's something about that Cardi B. It ain't stay over there? There is something about. Wait a minute. I went black. Okay, well, let's pull the picture over there. But her picture ain't coming up for some reason. I don't even know. I just got to re-download it. There's something about Cardi B. She got a sweet spice that is in her. And there is a ghetto, glamorous, edgy warmth. That she like your ratchet cousin, your loving mom, your dumb niece, wrapped up with a little business savvy. She got all of these different, and then she got the talent, and she's hard, but she really, really, really soft. I don't even know what I didn't tell you. No, it didn't. You didn't clear it out. You were moving too fast. You ain't thinking. Clear out right. Bring the camera. Now hit the picture. You put the picture in the wrong spot. The picture, you got the picture in the shots, Kendall. Look. You don't belong there. You're on the wrong row. I told you you're moving too fast. I told you. You're nervous. That shit go. Now that's her baby daddy and her husband standing right there. And I've told y'all, we go to the same car shop. He stay right here. This is a good guy. I know he probably got some problems with his peen. He got community peen, a little piece, but this is really a good guy. And I am going to say this: if they can get counseling, they are going to be what the musical couple that was the it couple years ago was Whitney and Bobby. Now that crashed and burned. So I don't want to see them go that route. But what I want to see them go, and what I think they will become, is like a Jay-Z and a Beyonce. Really what they should do, if anybody's listening to me, they should begin to get mentorship from them. Because they're about 10 to 15 years older than them. And it's sort of like the same kind of setup. This girl, she took home, she's had such a great last 2-3 years. But she took home the album, Invasion of Privacy. The R&B, is R&B album of the year? I don't know, I thought I had this. Oh yeah, the best rap album of the year. When I say R&B, the girl's a rapper. Best rap album of the year. Going to the next one. I ain't gonna be here all night. I gotta go to the next thing. Oh, damn. Speaking of Beyonce and Jay-Z, bring them over. Beyonce and Jay-Z wanting there. I don't know if they on some strike with the Grammys or what, but they so big. First of all, they done won 45 between the both of them. He done won 22. She won 23, and they won again last night for their last CD. God, what was the name of that CD? What was the name of it? Was it the Carters? It was something about love. I don't remember, but there was a girl on the front of it doing another girl rolling up her hair called Hair Won't Right, and that was at the front of it. But it was really, really nice thing. I like the entire CD almost. My favorite songs is Boss, and what's the other song I play over and over? It's Boss and but Boss is my absolute favorite song off it. There's a lot of people talking about they're Boss, but then somebody else cashing your check, you don't catch the invoice. You talking about you a boss, but you actually going to somebody else's office and you don't pay the bill of the office. You're not a boss. No, you're not a boss. You may be balling. You may be bossing. It's called the Carters. But you ain't no boss. Real one, nothing to it. A boss. That is a nice song. You should go get it encouraged. If you're an entrepreneur, go listen to that song. Boss, it's on the Carter CD. It's a very, 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 very nice song, and it's very inspirational. Now, this is was great to see as well. Diana's came on the stage and she sang. Her picture disappeared, so that means the bit was gonna disappear. You gotta bring it over again. I don't know what's going on, but this happens sometimes. There's something that's going on with this thing. But yeah, put it right there. Well, Diana Ross. She was one of Michael Jackson's, along with Elizabeth Taylor. Michael Jackson had a whole lot of women that he looked up to like mentors and was really infatuated with, because Diana Ross was one of those people. And he mimicked some of her voice inflections and things of that nature. But she was like one of the first black voices on commercial TV alongside white folk. She was like a token black as well. She'll be on TV and she'll be singing and going on. One thing to make that happen, Kendall, is because you're doing that.
I've always done my pictures.
I know, but my pictures don't never disappear harder. The way you capture it. But you just go head on. Don't start no fussing. I'm just trying to do right. And I told your mama I'll do a little better. But just let it go. I'm trying to do right. All right. So, but she got up there and she got on stage. Now she just had a tribute. I remember doing this. It wasn't 2 years ago. One other show where she got up there and she sang on her own tribute. She did the same thing today. Wasn't this her tribute?
It was supposed to be a Diana Ross tribute. Did she say?
Why she keep singing on her tributes? I don't understand that. But she sang a song that every church used to sing for closing benediction. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. A lot of people thought this was a church song. No, this was written by Ashford and Simpson. It is not a church song, but the church took that song, just like it did some other the worldly songs, and made it a church song. We thought it was a song that we saved when we were about to leave and have benediction. We had to hold hands and we had prayer. We was literally singing it before prayer in a whole lot of churches. It's a great song. It has a great energy on the song. Make you think about touching one another, holding each other hands, and really connecting, with that whole humanity, human spirit type going on. Lovely, lovely. All right, on to the next thing. All right, who next thing is that now? Now, I want y'all to share. If you're watching me on YouTube right now, I'm live in the chat. I'm not live. It just look like I am. If you're watching me and there's that red thing up there, I'm live on Facebook and on Periscope. I'm about to do a little bit of fussing. Actually, I got the next 3 topics I'm going to be doing a little fussing in it. Because then after this, we got, Yeah, I'm fussing the rest of the show. Bring Tori Kelly over here. This girl is talented. Do you hear what I say? I'm fussing at church people, so the rest of y'all just gonna have to listen to me fuss. You know who Tori Kelly is, but some of the church folk just get to know who she is, and I'm gonna fuss. So after I finished watching the Grammys, what's the problem? When I finished watching the Grammys and I began to go through, even this morning, it's still up, and I began to go through Instagram and go through Facebook, I'm seeing people killing Tori Kelly. Now, maybe it's just my algorithm because of my, the world I come out of and the world that I'm in. But a whole bunch of gospel music executives and artists was fussing because she won the gospel reward. She won it for Best Gospel Performance and Best Gospel Album. And they were fussing because in that category, bring that picture over. In that category, I said bring pictures of all of them over. I ain't say all of them. That one right there. The one you were going to first bring over. 2 over. No, the one beside that one. 2 the other way. Yeah, nigga. Because in that app, all these people were up to get a Grammy reward. That's the Walls group. We love them. They can't sing. They came up on that whole Baby Jake stuff, but that wasn't true. Jonathan McReynolds. Well, I ain't going to say gospel A-list, but this is at least gospel high B-list. Because A-list would be Kurt Franklin, all them ones, them ones like that. But this is like gospel A-minus. Is that what it is? Did you just set that picture on top of it without clearing the back of it? Is you all right tonight? Look, this like gospel A-minus, maybe high. This ain't no B+, is it? It's not B+. This is A-minus, ain't it? I think it's A-minus. Kendall, you just moved the entire camera. What are you doing? You got the clicker? Are you on? What is going on with you? Anyway, so all of these people were in the category, along with Tori Kelly. Now, that Corinne Hawthorne, she signed with Sony / what's the name of Erica Cameron group? My Block. I don't know what is the Walls group was with Kurt Franklin, but they're not with him no more. So they really got somebody really good that know how to handle the back end of these award programs to get them to this place if they're not with that label no more. Ty Dulaney, who's a very nice guy. I absolutely love this guy's voice. What's his name? Brian Courtney. He's a smooth singer. And y'all know I call her Baby Bishop. I've been calling Baby Bishop since I met her at a radio station. She is terribly sweet. Somebody told me that she had a bad attitude. But I said, that's not what I experienced. She's a very nice girl. And Jonathan McReynolds, who I think is a very nice guy, I taught him outside of a Stellar reward thing many, many years ago. It was just real quick, but you can read full energy really, really quick. So sometimes he be posting some stuff, get on my last nerve, but that's his platform, just like this is mine. The boy, his voice is butter. Butter. What's that song he sang I love? Keep on walking with my limp. That song is really nice. So all of them was in there, and probably everybody was, gospel music. Let me tell you about the gospel music industry and how these people live. And I'm talking about us because, of course, I'm a Stellar Award nominated artist. I have topped the Billboard charts. I saw somebody put online, they're talking about that I don't know anything about gospel music because I have not been a part of the community. However, I'm like, it's clearly you don't have Google. And so how can I say this? I would really like to see the gospel artist community not be so hypocritical. That's a good word for it. And funny acting and cultic. Because basically, because they are who they are, every artist that that is somebody, all of them are their friends. They share each other music. They post about each other, and they're all sort of fake friends. So they're gonna post about each other, but they talk about each other behind each other back. But they support each other publicly. All of them successful. And they really want everybody to be all right. They that kind of going on. So they were all pulling for that, and all their executives were doing the exact same thing. But Tori Kelly, she brought home a clean sweep. Now, her CD was produced by Kurt Franklin. The CD is absolutely good. So people like, why in the world? I'm going to tell you what. Do y'all know who the most Smokey Norfolk is? Okay, let me bring a picture over Smokey Norfolk. Smokey Norfolk, he was in The Wizard of Oz. You remember when these three guys came up and they said, we represent the lolly party, the lolly party, the lolly party, and we're in the name of the lolly party. We represent you to who much can let. This is how, and so he started there. That was his first ministry. Then he wrote a song called, I Need You Now. I need you now. I need you now, Lord. Make me taller. Oh, make me taller. I'm tired of the air down here. I smell everybody when they pass gas. It's right in my face. But they cut that part out and only let you hear the part where he was asking the Lord that he need him. Wonderful song, and it went viral. This is what he posted. Let me tell you what it said. Here we go. Now, no disrespect to Tory and Kirk, who is my friend and brother. But these are the true winners in the gospel category for the Grammys. Heavy on gospel. Congratulations to each of you. I'm a bona fide fan of how awesomely God uses each of you. All of your music has blessed and carried me through personally, blah, 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 blah. Then down the end, he said, God is pleased. And who knows, maybe next year they'll give me a Grammy for pop music. Nigga. So this is the kind of mess that I'm talking about. This is bullshit. This is the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. I can't get with the bullshit. I just can't. Now, let me tell you what it is. Then I saw executives. When that happened, they were fussing about that. Then every J-Lo during the Motown, I mean, they are killing them. Executives. And let me say this. One of the main pundits, oh, Lord, look, God help me not to say their name, that had enough nerve to reach out to me and tell me, if you want to be big in what you do and be great in what you do and keep relationships, you need to change the way that you do what you do. If you feel like, well, they did say it, if you feel like that this is the way you're supposed to do it, then do it. But I just think you won't be able to go as far as you need to go because the way you do what you do, da-da-da-da-da. And said this basically because on the show, I talked about one of their friends, one of their gospel friends. But then they get on their page, and if they're not gospel and they're not in relationship with them, just like I saw all these people doing yesterday, and like Smokey Norfolk did in his post, kill these folk because they're not church people. Shade them. The same stuff y'all talk about Larry Live for. But I know what it is, because I am talking about you. Now what you got to do is try to convince everybody that I am a jaded artist or a jaded pastor or I left the church and left Jesus. Tell all these lies just to get people to not listen to me and try to discredit what I say. You see, that don't work. They just don't. I mean, y'all just keep doing it. I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more calls and more money. Just in fact, please keep talking about me. keep right on. Please talk about me. But you see, this is hypocrisy. Y'all killed Wendy Williams for the exact same post you just made. Same thing. Same thing. Hypocrites, hypocrites, hypocrites. To hell you go with gasoline draws. That's all I got to say about that. All right, what's next over there? All right, no, can't bring over here now. So I'm going to go to a commercial. I'm about to talk about Baby Jakes. Go ahead and share this because I'm going to show y'all a clip of what he done a clap back on yesterday, and it's 1 minute and 45 seconds. I'm going to show that, and we're going to talk about that. And then I'm going to also talk about Smitty. I got to fuss about that, and then we're going to get to the Clark sisters. So let's run this commercial. What's that around? Let's run this commercial. If you're watching me and you need to hear from God, but you ain't got no money to pay me, Because mine ain't free. I don't care what y'all say. The Bible say whatever. Y'all twist that Bible to say anything you want to say. I am not working for nobody free. I don't care if what one of the gifts it is God gave me. But I can't do that when I got children. They come in here Monday too. No. They weave, nails, foots done, school, shirt. No. Absolutely not. Now, my bag get bigger and I can hire some extra profits and all that kind of stuff. You know, like I hire them, pay them. I can offer free profits, you know, because they actually getting paid on payroll. See, Bishop Jordan can do that. I can't do that. I don't make his money. So y'all call him for a free prophecy and do not go to lifeguideforyou.com for a free prophecy. Listen to what Bishop T.D. Jakes said concerning Zoe Ministries and Bishop Jordan and his wife now. Listen.
My father went to West Virginia to do a job. My mother liked the mountains and decided to stay. And that one decision changed the trajectory of my life. There was a prophet who didn't even know me at that time, named Prophet Bernard Jordan, who was prophesying to 50 states. And he prophesied to West Virginia and said, "Oh, West Virginia, hear ye the word of the Lord. Out of the mountains shall come a prophet unto the nations."
Are you in need of direction for a decision you have to make? Maybe you're curious about the future. If that's you, the founders of Zoe Ministries and the Company of Prophets are offering you free prophecy. Call 888-831-0434. Don't wait. Call 888-831-0434. Do it today.
888-831. Shoot, I can't never remember the last four of them numbers. I don't remember, but you saying it, rewind, go back, and you get your free prophecy. My God, this stuff still draining in the back of my throat. Oh, Father, Lord. Now, so what I need to do, now they ask the doctor to give me something to just dry me out totally. But last time I did that, it dried me out so much, I lost my voice. Okay. All right, if you want to help us out, take a minute right now before we go to our next segment concerning Baby Jakes. I'm going to show you this video. I want you to help us out. Go to thembnnetwork.org right now and click donate, and you can support. This is the network, a network of partners, professionals. They are all committed every month with a monthly donation, and for that, I serve their needs spiritually and counseling and coaching. One 30-minute session every 30 days. You say, okay, I don't want to do that, but I do want to support Larry Live and everything else that you have going on. Go right over there to the MBN Network, click donate. Any card, credit card you got, the donation goes straight. 501c3 compliant, and so that means you can get your money back in April. All right, let's go. Baby Jakes, bring them over here. Now, this is what I want to say, because some of you may not have been watching Larry Live for a long time and probably have because subscribers and viewership is just growing so much. You probably don't really know what I think about some of these people. But if you've been watching me for a couple of years, even when I had the co-host, I always talked about how great Baby Jakes was and how I thought a lot of his ministry. And when they had that show that that girl had, well, all of them up there, The Preachers, I said, this guy is going to have his own show. He needs his own show because he's funny. It seems like he can get people to really like him. However, I said he needs his own show. Next thing I know, he pop up on with a show. Him and The Avenger. And so they ended up with the show, and it's doing really, really well, and writing some books and stuff and things of that nature. Some time ago, in June, when he took over church, he left Joel Osteen Church. Actually, he's still on payroll there, I think, because he do Wednesday nights over there. And he went down to this other white man church. He likes working for the white man. He went down to another white man church. Must be the slave in him. Master! And went over there to the other white man church, Ron Carpenter. That man can preach. And I love Joel. Went over there and took over his church. Now, I want y'all to listen to this clip really good. Oh, hold on. I stopped in the middle of that and left y'all people who don't even know the story. So he took over his church. In June, they done this little video, him and his wife, that sort of alluded that maybe Baby Jakes had been having some messing around, some fornication and some adulteration going on in the marriage, and then the avenger just forgave him. She said, I am fighting for this marriage, a strange woman, you go to hell. That's basically what she said in the pulpit. That was it. She put the word on the woman. So next thing we know, then there's all these accusations started coming forth concerning a child, which I never believed and told you guys that I didn't think it was true. And just so happened it was disproved on my show. And then also he ended up, because of all that stuff that happened, he wanted to honor his wife, and he bought a Lamborghini. She gave him an $8,000 watch. So every news outlet picked it up like, this man spending church money on his family. And I told y'all niggas, y'all pastors, y'all men of God, I told y'all to keep your business to your darn self. We don't even know what you buying, what you living in. Keep it to yourself. We don't want to know. These niggas go out there and buy the Lamborghini, put it out there and announce it's a Lamborghini. I can't remember the name of it. $200,000 car. Damn! So you went right up under scrutiny. You just got in the pulpit the last Sunday, said that the church was in debt. And everybody knows, because it was in the paper, that y'all fired 30-something odd people right before the holidays. This was absolutely dumb. And somebody said, and he got online talking about, I got my money from OWN, I got my money from books, I got my money from this, I got my money from that. Dumb, because the reason you got your money is because the people gave you money. And because the people gave you money, you lived off of what you got from preaching and singing and doing comedy in churches. You got more popularations. Then Oprah like, I like you because you was on that preacher show and gave you all preachers' money come from the people. Period. Can we just say that? See, y'all quit lying to folks. I got Joe Austin did the same thing. I got many book deals, and he be selling millions. So yeah, he's a millionaire. He's like, I don't take a salary from the church, but you used to, nigga. You used to take a salary. All preacher money come from the people. This is why you do not need to be flaunting your money around here and there. It just don't look good. It make the person think that's giving the tithe and giving the offering. He taking my tithe and he about to what? It's dumb. Don't do it. Stop it. It was a dumb move, John. So now they get in the pulpit at like the devil fighting them. They mad at me, calling my lawyer, making up lies. This is... Y'all put your own business out there. We wouldn't know nothing about that girl. Wouldn't know nothing about that Lamborghini. Wouldn't know nothing about nothing. Had y'all not gotten the pulpit, running your mouth. Shut up. Shut up and shut up now. And don't talk no more. And I've been telling you this through the show now how many times, and you still running your mouth. Just get in the pulpit and preach and shut up. Go get them cookies that you like and eat them. Go down there to the corner and get the cupcakes and the snacks and bring them all back with the sodas and juices and drink them and put your feet by some warm fire or by one of them electric fires. Get your electric blankets. You know the kind of stuff the fat folk like to do, they like to eat. Why don't you go do that? And shut up. Preach the word with fire and conviction. And shut up. Shut up. I don't even know what way he didn't say it. He ain't listening. He running his lip again. I'm going to show you the video. Here you go.
And the devil we about to put on his back and kick up out of here. Because the reality is there are people who don't want to see this succeed. Some of it is spiritual and some of it is natural. Because the reality is everything ain't the devil. Some stuff is people. There are some people that don't want to see me succeed, and it doesn't have anything to do with what I preached. It's not nothing about none of that. I can preach the same Jesus as Pastor Ron, but I don't look like Pastor Ron. And let's be honest, color still matters to some people. Let's not act like it doesn't. And that's why God put me here, to put that devil on his back. Because there ain't no white Jesus, there's no black Jesus, there's just Jesus. And if you don't want to hear me preach because of the color of my skin, this is not the church for you. I am your Black History Month. Because I didn't really share where we were because some people still feel like we took this as an opportunity and not a calling. Let me help you. If I wanted an opportunity, I would have started a church without debt. I don't need debt. We came knowing. We knew what it was when Pastor Ron handed me the keys. He handed me an opportunity to continue his great work, the work that he and his wife started. We said yes. He did not hand me keys to a paid-off building. These buildings are not paid off, and I knew it when I came here. For those who think that the offering might be going to us, it's going to all these buildings. I need you to hear that so you can stop letting people lie to you out there.
You know, Baby Jenkins, the level of stupidity, I can't take this. This is the reason why, you know, my mentor said, he called me sometime on Sunday morning and be like, you going to church? I said, no, I'm going to church. Why? Because you don't have to preach or nobody has booked you and your singers to come sing? Exactly. Oh my God, this generation, what's wrong with y'all millennials? Which I'm barely millennial. Oh, y'all, my birthday is Wednesday. I forgot, I didn't tell y'all. Happy birthday. Somebody can say happy birthday. Somebody got to call in here and sing me happy birthday. And I want somebody that can sing too. If you don't come in, I want somebody, one of y'all gospel artists that's watching and going back and tell everybody what I'm saying that can sing. You call in here at the end of the show. Don't call while I'm taking the calls. I'm going to take the calls in a little piece. But when I ask for a birthday, I want you to sing me a birthday. That's right. Just like them prophets tell you, getting that line for $100 to get that line for $1,000. Get on this line and sing me happy birthday and see who do it the best. I might actually give you some money for singing it real good to me. Anyway, this is dumb. I can't. This is why I don't fool. I'm going to tell you, on Sunday mornings, and there are a lot of pastors I like, and I believe they love people. And I go scroll through, I'm like, this here? And I can listen 5 minutes and they done said something that is absolutely dumb. And I like my brain cells. You know, if you sit there and listen to dumb, even if you sit there and entertain yourself a whole bunch, entertainment, playing the game over and over, going to the movie over and over, and you don't never read no book, you have Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's. Because you ain't using your brain, you're just going to be dumb. And when it comes to somebody trying to talk to you, even counselor, it's going to be hard for you to take them words in because you always entertainment consistently. It's high on sugar, high on entertainment. And so somebody can get up there and just with a mic and say any of this stupidity, and you just happy with that. I'm going to play it one more time, and then I'm just going to nitpick it a little bit. But listen, this is dumb. And it was done in the pulpit. For a sermon, for spiritual nourishment. What is you doing? What? Play that thing. It's dumb.
And the devil we about to put on his back and kick up out of here. Because the reality is there are people who don't want to see this succeed. Some of it is spiritual and some of it is natural. Because the reality is everything ain't the devil. Some stuff is people. There are some people that don't want to see me succeed, and it doesn't have anything to do with what I preached. It's nothing about none of that. I could preach the same Jesus as Pastor Ron, but I don't look like Pastor Ron. And let's be honest, color still matters to some people. Let's not act like it doesn't. And that's why God put me here, to put that devil on his back. Because there ain't no white Jesus, there's no black Jesus, there's just Jesus. And if you don't want to hear me preach because of the color of my skin, this is not the church for you. I am your Black History Month. Because I didn't really share where we were because some people still feel like we took this as an opportunity and not a calling. Let me help you. If I wanted an opportunity, I would have started a church without debt. I don't need debt. We came knowing. We knew what it was when Pastor Ron handed me the keys. He handed me an opportunity to continue his great work, the work that he and his wife started. We said yes. He did not hand me keys to a paid-off building. These buildings are not paid off, and I knew it when I came here. For those who think that the offering might be going to us, it's going to all these buildings. I need you to hear that so you can stop letting people lie to you out there.
be without my voice. I gotta calm down because I'm screaming. This kind of stuff irritate me. And I don't know why somebody around him does not say, shut up. Go eat. Just go eat. I'm your Black history. What the whole hell in the heaven is you talking about? No. You is not Black history. What are you talking about? See, I can't just take this kind of throw around statements and it's supposed to be fillers and while you talking and folk just amen and clapping. I'm not that dumb. My ears work. You talking all kind of foolishness. And they're talking about people don't want to see me succeed. People don't want to see you succeed. Y'all better quit listening to this dumb stuff. It creates a complex in you to where you will not introspect, you will not meditate, you will not connect with the deepest part of yourself and connect with God, listen to God. You won't even be able to do any kind of self-evaluation or correction because you're gonna automatic to this stuff that a lot of these preachers saying to you and deflect and project and go in some kind of psychosis and not be able to discern your own self and this. John, I've been saying on this show, I don't know how much I want you to succeed. Even now, I want you to succeed. People don't want us to succeed. Lies, we do want you to succeed. We just want you to quit lying and just walk some more. Because all that weight around your stomach, that's cancer on the way. That's all we want. Quit lying to the avenger. I'm still hearing the lines you saying. If everything is a lie, please explain the voicemails. Please. Explain that away. Explain that away. And then he talking about, oh, did y'all hear this? You hear him contradict himself. He said, we did not come here for an opportunity. Then he said, when Ron Carpenter gave me the keys, he gave me an opportunity. Shut up. This is what I'm saying. And I can go into this. I can take this. You know, I ain't no dumb man. I got plenty of degrees and I got good sense. I can sit here and dissect this whole clip. Word for word. This is absolute insanity. John is not well. He needs counseling and intervention. He is taking on something that is bigger than him, and he needs help. Period. This man look up and kill himself for suicide like this. Do you know this is bull? Oh Lord help me Jesus. I ain't even no cusser, but in times like this, some stuff cuss worthy. All right, let's take him off the screen. I gotta go something else. Oh my Lord, what's next? I can't. What's next? There's somebody else down there. Oh, it's right there. Smitty. Brett, let me tell y'all this now. I'm gonna talk about this for a little bit. I don't care what nobody say. Now let me see how much I can say. Well, actually, I can say whatever I'm gonna abide by what I agreed to when it comes to Smitty. And I'm just blocking out Willie. Just because, just ain't gonna try to push that whole story about Willie over and over. And I have to put out his face because I can't, use his images and I can't say his name and the name of a whole lot of other folk that was in this long thing that my lawyer gave me. I said, okay, that's fine. I agree with that. But one of the things that was supposed to happen, first of all, nobody's supposed to know that, but he been telling that. Then want to lie to my lawyer and say that he ain't said that. But I got the proof that he had said it and breached the agreement. So now I ain't really got to abide by it. In fact, I could get my lawyer, to get you. But I ain't even like that. Just shut up. Don't keep my name up out your mouth as I'm continuing doing what I'm doing. But don't you have your name in my name in your mouth and think it ain't gonna get back to me. It is. We got the same colleagues, the very same colleagues, and you surrounded by a lot of enemies. Let me tell y'all pastors something. Y'all pastors that got these big churches, see them storefront churches, you can just about touch everybody in the church. Them big churches, we have to hire somebody to do this, and you don't know who coming in, and you get this person called their skill and however. These folk not loyal to y'all. They come tell us everything. People in my field, TMZ, Breakfast Club, Wendy Williams, the other vloggers, Unwound with Tasha, Layla Lynn, they are the ones that send stuff. And they be your right-hand person. You better shut your whole face and look over your shoulder. Because some people plotting your fall. And they already know what your issues are. And some hoes talk. So how you going to be behind my back talking about me? Talking about you shut me down. You da-da-da. No, we came to a professional agreement. You do what you're supposed to do, I do what I'm supposed to do. But you shall not continue to run your mouth and then lie and say you ain't said nothing. When I know you have. Now what I asked is for my lawyer to contact your lawyer and to meet me 12 o'clock tomorrow at the office where we talk face to face. And I want you to sit there and lie and say you ain't said nothing. And the moment you do, I'm pulling out my proof. Because you know that's the only way I operate. Shut your mouth. You go on about your business and do what you're supposed to do. And you have been doing what you're supposed to do, except for you ain't. I'm going to hold that. I'm going to see what will come up out of all of this. But if you don't handle this right, meaning make this right because you breached the contract. And you need to go back to them same people. This is how you make it right. Go back to them same folk and say, I shouldn't even say that. It ain't true. Fix it. Then we good. Because I don't hate you. I don't hate nobody. I can't think of one person I hate. But don't get plucked up. That's what I'm saying. And all this stuff about these gospel gangsters and these folk with gun stuff. Nigga, where y'all think I come from? You think I got first cousins that were raised like brothers who doing crime for murder. Who got people that will come. Y'all ain't the only people with goons. What is these church people thinking? Y'all was out of your mind. Well, y'all feel like y'all the only people because you used to be in this. You used to be that 20, 30 years ago. This is a whole nother game now. I'm talking about current right now crazy niggas that just come up to you and stab you and go about your business. Leave me alone. I'm just telling you. That's all I'm telling you. I ain't sending no threat. You just go back, say what you're supposed to say. Because I actually like you. Say what you're supposed to say, get that right, we're going about the business. Bygones be bygones. We good. We good. But don't say nothing else. And hats off to Willie. I'm going to go ahead and praise him a little bit. Can I do that? I sure can. I ain't got no picture of him. Let me tell you who Willie is. Willie is William Murphy, Bishop William Murphy, who made a mistake. A mistake. Initially, he done the church thing. Larry live, all y'all niggas, everybody, the devil. But I heard that a prophet advised him, or two, or three. And then he switched that thing and got honest in the pulpit and talked to his people on Tuesday night. I made a mistake. Give him a little time. I'm going to fix it. Now, he still ain't fixed it. That's why he's sitting up here with his clown on his head. Because, because I asked every female, male victim always keep contact with me. Some are not victims. Some are just the other part of the story. Because I know you guys have a story. And I would like to hear the story. You can use my platform to tell your story. Just like Denise did. Somebody sent me an inbox and said, I shouldn't have let Denise Bradford Clark Bradford, however you said, come on my show without checking her facts. Nigga, please. Let people tell their story. Let her tell her story. If you're a Clark fan, you would check her facts. No. If she got a story to tell, we ain't heard from her since little Richard was a little girl and Jesus was a baby. It was time for her to say her piece. I did inspect everything she said, and some stuff don't line up or either needs an explanation, and I'm going to talk about that tonight. And maybe she can come back and say, well, this is why I said this, or maybe I made a mistake, or I don't know. But ultimately, she told the truth. She was telling the truth from top to bottom. Some stuff is subjective, but she was telling the truth. But Willie fixed that thing. So all of y'all the Victor, you should have done what he did. Smitty, you should have done what Willie did. Damn. All right. We about to go to the Denise Bradford whole situation. But look, in the morning time, if you want to meet me, hold on. Do I want to do that in the morning? I'll be tired. Well, I'm going to run this commercial about prayer in the morning. But if y'all call in and y'all hear that, that ain't me. That mean I ain't wake up. But if you call in and you hear Tamala singing, for all that you have done, you deserve my praise. Oh, thank you, Jesus. That song just put me in the spirit. If you hear that, that means I'm coming on the line. Hold the line, because God is on the way. And I have been doing intercessory prayer. If I should do prayer revivals, one of the things I'm known for. Prayer revivals, casting out demons, doing house cleansings. It's a long story and a whole nother show. I know some of y'all don't believe in ghosts and spirits and all that kind of going on. But since 2011, and so this ain't nothing new. So this has been going on prayer line since June of 2011. I did take a little hiatus. So this is in the morning. So if you want to meet me in the morning, listen to this video for prayer, 15 minutes. It's called Power Up 15. Just to start your day. Actors, I want the actors. I want the football players, those are entertainment, professionals, technicians, everybody. Because we just set our day to succeed. Excuse me. And we meet every 7 during days. All right. So after this, we're coming back and I'm going to talk about the Denise thing and open up the lines because I didn't get a chance to hear what you guys had to say. I'm going to take 20 calls tonight, 1 minute apiece. And I want you guys to tell me what you think about this whole Denise Clark Bradford and the Clark sisters thing. And I'm going to share some stuff that I found out. All right. I'm coming right back.
Are you struggling in your prayer life or just want someone to help you articulate your prayer at the beginning of your day? Don't miss Power Up 15 every Tuesday at 6 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time for 15 minutes of prayer with Larry D. Reid. Call 712-775-7085. That's 712-775-7085. Then press 998-476-POUND to get connected.
Let me tell y'all something. For 20 years, preaching every Sunday, every Wednesday at my main church, then someone is flying to New York to preach in Millville Church, back to my church, and I was doing that like 3 years or some change, because then I went doing the Millville Church, then I was going to St. Mark, because these people had pulled up under my covering. Them years I was working so hard. And even before they came along, I had like 7 churches. And so I was running to them churches in 2005 and 6 and still doing my churches, plus my itinerary, which was everywhere. I preached in every state in the U.S. It's probably, maybe I missed about 4 or 5. But all of that hard work and doing morning prayer and stuff, sitting here in this, I think all of that was preparation for this. This is hard. This is no joke. Sometimes when I get up out of this chair, the chair be wet, I be drenched. And I be walking. I said, what the world? So I feel like I've been a 7-day revival. This is not easy. This is not easy. But anyway, if you want to support, go to the mbnnetwork.org right now. Click donate. If you're watching me on YouTube, thank you for all of the super chats. But you know, YouTube takes 30% of that. So if you give me $10, I get 7 of it. The network does. But if you do CashApp, Venmo, Google Pay, or go to the mbnnetwork.org, somebody say, I don't want to give it to the network. I want to give it straight to you because I like you. It's your birthday. You can go to I am Larry D. Reid. We got that as a lower third. I said the MBN Network. Why don't you put that down there? Folk got to see it. What in the world? And so what? Nigga. Put the MBN Network so people how to do it because 2 N's in it. See, it's the MBNnetwork.org. We ain't got one set for IamLarryDReid.com. Well, you go to IamLarryDReid.com and find out everything about me. And somebody been watching them videos I done from my page and posted on YouTube, and they got thousands upon thousands of views for finding out all my business. Oh, I'm going to start posting some stuff with them. My girls, when they move back home Monday, I'm going to start doing some YouTubes on another channel with them and just start sharing some stuff because they're very comical and funny. All right, so let's get to this whole Denise Bradford thing. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Da 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 da. Okay, share right now. Share. Let everybody know that we're about to have the conversation calls. We didn't get to have the conversation because I got an important phone call and I had to sign off on the last show. But I'm going to take your calls right after I tell you about this. So, when we had Denise Bradford on, for those of you who do not know, this is one of the original Clark sisters. Look at them. All their faces come out of that. Of course, Jackie is the eldest child of Maddie. And I think Leo, she's even older than Leo. See, Jackie, we found out that Jackie and Leo are also siblings to the Clark sisters because they share the same mama. So all of them come out the same womb. But Jackie is not a Clark per se. She is a Cullum, Cullum, and so is Leo. That means that they do not have the same dad. So Denise, next in line, Twinkie, next in line, Dodo, Auntie Dodo, and last but not least, Karen, KCS. They are full-blooded siblings. They got the same pappy and the same mammy. They can't even look at each other and not see each other. They all look just alike. They got same wide mouth. They speak all just alike. I mean, it's when she mocked every last one of them. She asked them, "Did you love me?" She sounded like every last one, and I thought that was wonderful. For me, because I didn't grow up Kojic. I'm not Kojic at all. I grew up in a backwoods country church full of prophets that had Baptist on the name, but it weren't in no organization. Actually, they're more like apostolic than anything. So when we raised in music, my mama and her 5 sisters, they sing. So the Clark sisters were like my mama and them we listened to as well, you know. So that's how I knew them. And I looked at them from afar. And I shared this with somebody the other day. I noticed when the next album came out and I didn't see Denise, because I'm not in Kojic, I didn't know what happened. And I said to myself, I want to talk to her. I was a child. And I wonder if my sister is watching to where she can verify that I used to say this about the Clark sisters. I said, where's the one that disappeared? Because we used to be on the swing saying, you made my day. Singing, whoa. We'd be singing. And I said, I want to talk to her. I had that in my heart, in my mind for years. And how crazy it is. I used to have dreams about Twinkie, and I'll be praying for Twinkie because I wanted her to be well. This is before she even got sick. I'm outside the Kojic. I'm just looking for the outside. I remember I used to dream about wanting to buy them, talking to her. Brian Carn used to be in my dream, and I was telling him certain stuff he needed to do. This was years ago. And since I've been doing this job by myself, almost a year now, and actually since I got in gospel music in 2013, I mean, when I first got saved and filled with the Holy Ghost, I slept on the floor. I had a conversation with God, and I said, I want to know you for real. My daddy had just bought me a bunk bed. I was 15 years old and gave me this green blanket. So I began to sleep on the floor and didn't watch TV for 9 years. 9 years. And the only thing I would watch was Bobby Jones. I remember seeing the Clark sisters up there. Pace Sisters, all the different people. So I'm a gospel music lover. I mean, my CDs, books, love gospel music. So I'm saying I want to see her, and I'm saying, oh, Bobby Jones, I want to meet him. And it's so crazy. When I got in gospel music in 2013, from then to now, I used to love Kurt Carr. And actually, it just started before 13 because I met Carr in the 90s, and we've been friends ever since. You know, it's just amazing to me how things just line up and how I thought I needed to be on Bobby Jones. And in 2015, when my song Can't Take God From Me hit the charts, stayed at number 14 for 22 weeks. And it was one of the top 35 songs of the year. I went to sing in Virginia. Bobby Jones was there. And we talked. And it was like we almost knew each other. I'm sure he probably did that with everybody. So then we got booked to sing in Jamaica. Went to Jamaica. Kiki was there. Her niece that, according to what she said, she ain't talked to, that got her whole face. That's a sad thing. And we sang, and them Jamaicans ate us up. A lot of people think I'm Jamaican, but not. I mean, ate us up. And so Byron Cage was like, look, we need them background singers to sing for us. And so my background singer sang for them. That was blazing. Bobby Jones said, you guys have got to be on my show. It was his last show. And Joyce Coleman was there, and he was like, I don't care what you got to do, because this was the most coveted season to be on. There was top artists that couldn't be on it, and made a slot for us to sing, and I was on Bobby Jones. So it's amazing. I used to always say I wanted to talk to her and find out what happened. How all of this is coming alive. Last night was supposed to happen. I don't care what any of you guys say. Was it wasn't last night? Whatever night it was, you know what I'm saying. The last show was supposed to happen. God bless everybody she's ever talked to before and everybody she will talk to. But it was ordained by God many, many, many years ago. She hadn't told her story in 41 years. So what's about? That's her truth. Yes, it's her truth, and it's her story. And she should be able to tell it. Y'all need to stop being like that when it comes to people. This is not something that, and I don't even think what she said was bad. I don't think it was bad. I hate that she made mention of John, although I already knew about it. See, I told you I sit in this chair already knowing stuff. So I wasn't going to have her say that, but she mentioned, you don't know about John? Did I say I didn't? If I did, then it's one of them white lies. But I should have been like, Larry should have been like, huh? What you mean? What is it? But I already knew. So, and people in North Carolina, I'm from North Carolina. Twinkie Clark, second home is basically North Carolina and have been for years. Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is where I started my first church. Bishop Donnie Graves, Greensboro, I think is where we're the Winston-Salem. That's where her husband come from. I know all the backdrop. Even before Denise said it. Even before I met Dorinda years ago and was on her show and we connected and began to talk back and forth. I knew all of that stuff, but I highly respect when Twinkie came to my church. First of all, anybody knows, somebody said I'm a Karen Clark Shear fan. I love all of them, but I'm a Twinkie fanatic. Love Twinkie. That's why I invited her to my church to dream about her. I have a love and a care for her. So when she began to say that Twinkie was sick, she was in the hospital. First, Larry was the first one to say it, 2016. Then Dorinda went on TV and said, if you don't hear from a Clark, which was interesting to me, not saying that she was digging, but she was basically probably trying to say the sisters, then it's not true. But Twinkie was definitely in the hospital then, and she definitely was in the hospital this time, but she wasn't in the hospital when Denise got there. Denise says Twinkie knew that she was coming. I was told that she didn't know that she was coming. So I'm just comparing what she said and what I heard. And I would love to talk. I hope she called in so she can verify and give answer to this. Twinkie said that she allegedly, I didn't talk to Twinkie. Let me tell you, I got ears and eyes everywhere and people always give me information. So all of this alleged. Put that alleged down there. Yeah, here we go. said that she did not know that she was coming and that she showed up unexpectedly. Denise says she came last night. That's what she said to us, or whenever the show was. She came for 2 reasons. The court case, because allegedly Jackie is trying to take control of everything like she did her mom's. So that's the reason why she came. And also because Twinkie had been in the hospital. So I had to start verifying. She also said that she hadn't talked to her sister since 1994. But I found other pictures from 2018. There's a picture, show that picture there. No, 2018. 2008, I think this picture is from. Not that. Why?
Which one? You didn't say. What?
Nancy, that picture where it says sisters, Larry. Yeah, nigga. You want to listen to the story, though. That don't even make sense. That's the CD cover. That she hadn't seen her sisters since she hadn't talked to them was her words, her verbiage, since 1994. But clearly here, she's pictured with them at an AIM convention in 2008. Done some more digging, kind of found out she came to a Kojic convocation in 97 and to one in 2012. And she saw them there. But according to what I understand, there wasn't conversation, but she did see them. So I began to verify. I need to verify that. Oh my God. That's her calling in. Let's hit it. Apostle Denise Clark Bradford, is that you?
It is, Sir Larry Reid.
Hi.
How are you today? And the radio land.
Yeah, radio and digital TV. Watching all over the world.
Amen.
I have a question
I'm
for
doing
you.
Great.
I have a question
Okay.
for you, and I just want to ask you the question because I just want to. A lot of people are giving me a lot of flack because I allowed you on my platform, but I want you to know that you've been on my platform. I was honored for you to choose my platform to tell your story. Don't nobody know everything, but I think it's only fair to hear from you. I even went today and went through a lot of interviews. I remember Twinkie, she introduced Jackie as a nurse. I have that on my computer now. I don't know if I put it in the show. You know, there's a lot of different things that we've heard. We just haven't heard the other side. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. Now, what I want to know, you said you hadn't talked to your sister since 1994, but I saw a picture of them you with them in 2008 and 2012 and 1997. Can you explain that?
What kind of pictures are you? Have to send it to me for you to know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well,
I don't see the pictures in front of me, but
okay.
I can answer it this way.
All right.
First of all, let me say to the radio land and digital, wherever you are, technology, it's nice that we can come together like this and not necessarily have to fly in because I was stuck in Dallas all night long, so I'm a little tired. But I speak to my truth, and I refuse to let people change me because of what they want to hear instead of the truth, okay? This is my life. I've told my truth, and there's no reason to question it. Anyone want to question it, go to God. That's the way I feel about that. Mm-hmm. Now, my mother died in 1994. I hadn't seen my sisters before then. I was giving them some slack. I had nothing to do with my mom's death in terms of any say-so whatsoever. Family meeting was done before I even got there, okay? And I only share this because it's ministry work out there. This is not to hurt people. This is to help people. There are many responses I'm getting, and I'm glad that the Holy Ghost allowed conviction or a celebration or testimony to help. I just love true testimony. And I'm following through the footsteps of big footsteps because my daddy was the one that inspired my life in the scholar part. You would always see him reading and studying Matthew Henry and a lot of those other books. But I desired and developed that. Now, my grandmother on Mama's side, her name was Mattie Moss.
Mm-hmm.
And then she married again, and once her husband was deceased, Mattie Moss Ramsey. We got the Holy Ghost down in that church in Selma, Alabama, all 5 of us. And they said we were speaking in tongues so much so her home was right next door to the church, and that they had us holding hands until they was putting our pajamas on us or whatever. We just knew when we woke up in the morning what was told.
Mm-hmm.
So my heart still remember those things. They impact my life. That there's been many times I wanted to turn around. It's the foolishness I've seen. Mm-hmm. The things that's going on. It's everybody doesn't want to be a part of wrong. Mm-hmm. And I certainly don't. I love my family dearly. I love my the parents who brought us in here. But there's been a lot of disgrace and indignant stuff that has occurred. And I kept quiet about it because I didn't want to cause tension or pressure. But not just like you said, everybody's not going to agree. I don't look for everybody to agree. Mm-hmm. I go and do what God has sent me to do. Okay? He says go out into the byways and compel them to come in. And that's where my heart is. It's an outreach ministry. I also still preach, and then after I preach, then I do one of our songs because I know the people are coming to want to hear one of our songs. But I don't do it until the altar call has been done, and I don't allow people to approach me with the signature. Jesus is the star. We are not no stars. We have many flaws, but He's made his persecution and the shedding of His blood cleared us from these curses. We don't have to live in it. And I felt like this. I used to tell Mama all the time, Mama, is it anybody willing to live for the Lord? Mm-hmm. And it's not a judgment call, but I feel like Jesus showed us in the flesh we can live this.
Okay.
And my sincere heart, if anything, is to say, thank you, Larry, for allowing this.
Yeah.
It was unexpected, but I had heard my son had went out there and said he's stressed. And a mother was going to jump to a rescue of her child. And so I came forth. As many times I was pressed to do it then, do it now. But I will not make people feel like everything is good, everything is loving, everything is no. It's not that. Now, my sisters know how they have treated me. I know how I've treated them. But that's all of us having to give an account to God. Not man, but to God. We respect man, but it's God is the one that is looking at us. He's the one trying to see, are you faking it until you make it, if that's such a thing,
right? Or
do you really want the real power of God? These guys in prison, when I go up in there, I've seen guys change. And they say the church won't come up in there. Well, what is everybody scared of? We got the power. The Creator gave us the power. One thing. So we can go in there and
one thing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut through you, but one thing I noticed in talking to you, and I noticed this about all of your sisters. You guys, you're really, really, really passionate about ministry. You're really passionate about the word. You're really passionate about. So your mom, Dr. Mattie Moss Clark, really, and your dad,
and my father,
really,
and my father,
right, and your dad,
and my father,
yeah, because he was the pastor,
Albert Clark,
yeah, really put that in you guys really strong, because I hear that when any of you guys are talking, you're really talking about the scriptures and you're talking about the word of God. One thing, the picture that I mentioned that I saw was actually it was posted on, I think, your page or somebody's page in 2012. I just texted over to you, but I wanted to say this, and you can tell me if I'm right or not. I grew up in a family where a lot of times people didn't talk for years, but If we saw each other at the funeral or family reunion, we'll speak, hey, we'll take pictures, because we love each other. We just weren't getting along.
Yeah.
So when I was sent those
Correct.
pictures, I said, that's probably what happened. I can see her saying, I haven't had a talk with my sister since 1997, but she's seen her sister somewhere in between there, and they were just talking, really not having a conversation, you know. So is that what it was?
Let me see, because I haven't received the picture yet. Am I in a blue outfit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that was what I came because Twinkie asked me to come. Okay.
Yeah.
And she said, "Need to come to the stage. I'll have a seat sitting for you." And when I walked up on stage, Dorinda jumps up and runs to me, and held me about 2 or 3 minutes. And I felt no love from that because it was a height for the crowd. I don't appreciate that. Don't put me on Front Street like that. Like you talk to me every day, and I've heard from you once in a while. So
Apostle Dr. Denise Clark Bradford, I did hear about that.
Yes.
Please tell me if this is true. I did hear that what Dorinda wanted from you at that time was that she had promised the crowd some kind of reunion or something of that nature. Was that the same time or another time?
Exactly.
Okay.
It was but wait a minute. That was a different time because my son is in that picture that you're talking about.
Right.
But the time David was in L.A., that's what you're talking about.
Okay.
And it went out that everybody was to meet up in one of our hotel rooms because Twinkie wasn't there. And she said, "Nancy, you really there?" I'm so sorry to laugh because she's so happy. I said, "Yeah." She said, "Okay, are you really there? Don't have me coming and you ain't there." So I said, "I'm here." She got on the next thing smoking and showed up the next morning. And Dorinda, Jackie, Karen, and me, and Twinkie, when Twinkie arrived, said that since people are looking for us to come together, we need a meeting. I won't go in front of people and make it seem as though everything is okay without a meeting.
Yeah.
Well, let's tell you something. Me and Twinkie was the only one there for 3 hours waiting. Now, that night, this is what your statement. This is going to answer your question to your statement.
Okay.
So this was the night of the musical, and Twinkie and I was on podium. And Andre Crouch was about to sing, and they announced after Andre Crouch, we're going to bring on the Clark sisters. This is in Los Angeles. I don't know what year because I've stopped going so long ago. But my husband told me go on because they were so close. So when we got up as Andre was singing and go down to the back of the podium, Larry, all of a sudden we hear, "Stop them!" Me and Twinkie looked at each other and said, "You ready to go?" I said, "Is you ready to go?" So we both just eased out without, that one finger up stuff. So we just eased out. And as we began to go down the steps, go towards the exit.
I heard about
the
that.
exit shows the public, okay? The women came out and said, "You all are going to make me look like a liar." Well, you shouldn't have lied.
Wait. Right, because that's what I heard. I'm glad I'm able to ask you directly, and this is the reason why. And I want everybody to hear me. I will use this platform for anybody to tell their story. We always put allegedly up, and we always say this is their truth. I said this. I text Dorinda. She didn't text me back today, and I understand why. I told her, you can come up here. You guys can come up here. You can talk. You can say whatever and tell your truth. You can do that. I am 100% neutral, but I believe, this is me. I believe that what Apostle Dr. Denise Clark Bradford is saying, I feel it when she say it. That's all I can answer. And I do know that I've had people to tell me something and they were crying and I really felt their emotions, but what they were saying, was one thing, and the energy and the emotions were coming from another real place. That's not what I'm sensing here. What I'm sensing here is that you're connecting the dots for us, things that we did not know. I'm sure some of it is your experience. I mean, because when I asked you about, I said, don't you think that maybe Karen didn't know some stuff. You said, well, yeah, maybe she didn't. That's possible where she couldn't. That let me know that you're not in this energy of, I'm going to speak out and tear down my sisters. I don't believe that. And I think all of the people in the comments, the other vloggers, that you need to change your messaging. We want to see the Clark sisters come back together. That is one of the main reasons why I'm having this conversation, because I want the sisters to talk. Because this is what I know. It ain't no God in sisters not talking. You put it however you want to put it, and I love all of y'all. But that's a mess. And that ain't right. And so, and it ain't Denise's fault. It ain't the rest of the Clark sisters' fault. All of them together, because you said it earlier, I listen for certain cues. You know, my degree is in therapy, and I've passed it for 20 years. I listen well. And you said your exact words a few minutes ago, you said, you took ownership. You said whatever we done about not talking to each other. See, you are not malicious. You are Denise. You're different than every last one of the other sisters, although I'm sure they're all different within themselves. And you guys should come together, should talk, and should work this out. And I think you speaking out is literally putting a demand in the spirit that there be a conversation. Because there should have been a conversation.
Now, one thing I want to correct, Larry, sir, the statement out there, I don't know if it was your heading or whoever it was, but the statement shouldn't have been stated, Denise speaks out against the Clark sisters.
Yeah.
I'm not against my sisters at all.
Yeah.
No. I know that none of us can enter heaven with hatred in our heart. That I'm very sure of.
Yeah, that was me. That was my head, and I put quotes around against. Basically, let me tell you what it is. In this industry, it's what you call clickbait. Because if I say interview,
exactly. A buzzword,
right? If I say
what it is, a buzzword.
Yeah, if I say Denise Clark Bradford interview, some people will click if they know who you are. But anybody will click if they see somebody against somebody. That's just how the word. And so that was just that's just marketing. But clearly, if you click and watch the video, you can tell that you're not against nobody. And I didn't think
is
you
it
are.
Marketing? Larry, is it marketing or is it instigating? We're going to leave that alone, okay?
Well, I don't want to instigate because I want you guys. I really want you guys to get along. It really was marketing.
Well, first of all, wait.
Say it again.
I said, hold on. I said I'm for us coming together, but my sisters really don't want me around because the standard I walk in, it exposes them. And that you all have to pick up on your discernment on that. Now, like I said, Twinkie came all the way. She wasn't going to that LA convention. But when she found I was there and then we got together, I went to my sister's room and we all hugged and so forth and started laughing and kicking it like we used to do. Okay. But it's like, and the world knows this, and you guys that are Christians and once been in the world, greed can do a lot. There's some scripture in the Bible that says they are greedy dogs. I didn't even know that scripture was in there until I ran across studying. And never having enough. Now, I'm not calling my sisters no dogs, so don't take that out of context.
Right.
It's a scripture, okay? I believe it's around Isaiah 50, the 55th chapter, and maybe down by the 10th verse. If not, it's Isaiah or Psalms, okay? The Lord had me preach on it one time. It would be wonderful because, look, the Hawkins, they still sing. I love how they look out for each other. When Walter died and Edwin died, they rallied together and they still live together.
Yeah, they do.
My thing is somebody has to stand in a dignified manner to represent our parents. And some things that has been going on, you can't tell me to go along with, Larry. You can't add. Well, we all want to see us come together, but it has to be the unity of God. God does not do separate. When He made families for a reason, He put us all together for a reason. And I know the world is hurting because I've gotten so many wonderful, beautiful emails that have come in, especially since your show kicked out. And I thank you so much for that that platform. But I know that everybody, let me say it this way. My concern is not to cause mess.
Yeah.
My concern is that these babes are out here hurting. Babes as in young folks, babes as in millennials, babes as in X generation. And I've seen this go on and on and on to the point that I would have left the church the way the church was doing me. My mother said, you and your big belly better come on down, and I better see you in 20 minutes. That's how much my mercy come to church at the cathedral, okay? So my hurt is for people who have pushed people away like they're nothing. Well, that's the problem we all have with other races about us. They act like we don't count. Hey, God made us to be for a reason, like he made them to be for a reason, whatever culture they are. There is no supremacy. God is the only one that is the supremacy, okay? He's the one creator. Anybody else create somebody else, then that's a different thing. But so far, Larry Reid, we only have one creator, sovereign in all he does and what he allows. And so my thing is, I have convictions. I really would. Something occurred about some people in the social media saying something about Larry. And I didn't appreciate that, but Larry is old enough to hold his own.
Yeah.
However, for the sake of that statement that was made, he was truthful. Because Larry called me when things was going down. Mom, what do I do? You get her out of there. Get her out of there. Just like you did, Mama. Take her. Don't call for no ambulance. Get her out of there. And otherwise, Mama would have been left, found dead on the floor because everybody else was out of town. And Larry happened to be there living with her. So my thing, Larry, please make sure your audience understand it's not about a rivalry.
Right.
It's not about, now wait a minute, let me say it this way. We all don't agree on everything, but when it comes to contracts, you have to do something. It has to be a give or take. It has to be a balance where you're getting some of what you want and the other person is getting some of what they want. But it's not going to be where everybody's going to agree on it, okay? And then I go back to the souls. The hurt, we that are in the Christ shouldn't even be talking about this kind of stuff. We should be trying to find out where can we get an altar call from these people that are hurting in the street.
Right, I agree.
I have had so many come up to me.
I agree.
That's what we need to reach out and do. Have them on the program sometimes. Find out what their interest is.
Excuse me, I want to interrupt here. I want to verify because I found something that you said was true. You had the county wrong, but this is true. Because I got friends in high places. It said I saw where. I have the case number 20. This was filed in 2019. The case number 000386678-CA. And you were right when you said Jackie has initiated a conservatorship in Oakland County, not Wayne County, in Oakland County probate court.
No. Wait. She's done it in both counties.
Oh, okay.
That was my implication.
Oh.
The Wayne was for Mama. The Oakland is for Twinkie.
Okay.
And me and Twinkie contested it.
But see, that's what I want to say. This is particularly for Twinkie, and the next hearing date is March the 6th, 2019. And it is for conservatorship as relates to Elbernita Clark. So I found that out to be true. Everything that you said, I found out to be true. I don't know. I mean, so this is I don't care what nobody's saying. And y'all, anybody know me. I am a lover of the Clark family, and I want to see everything be all right. But I will have to say this. Okay, let's just start with the basic. Let's just talk and have a conversation. Even if you got to get Iyanla or somebody. Y'all pay me good enough, I'll do it. But you just need to talk. You just need to have a conversation. And just need to start the conversation going and find out what everybody needs.
First of all, you got to get people, Larry, you got to get people to show up and not no big eyes and no little. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't come in with an attitude to the table like that. All of us are equal, whether one sings more than the other one or not. Twinkie always made it her business to make sure everybody had a lead part So it wasn't no special leader.
She's the
We were
peacemaker.
all able to lead.
She's the peacemaker.
Except, but anyway.
Now, hold on for a minute. Before I'm gonna play a 1-minute video because I want everybody to know that Twinkie is doing well right now. And let me tell you why it's so important for me to play this 1-minute video. And it's 30-second video is because she's an artist. So any pastor that is out there, any bookie, Twinkie Clark can still work and sing. So I want everybody to know that she is doing well. Listen straight from her. It's a 30-second video.
In the name of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Praise the Lord, everybody. Just want you to know I got a word to share with you. The Lord raised me up. He brought me through. I went through some challenges with walking, and I had been in the hospital for a while, and the Lord brought me through. He healed me. And here I am, giving him the praise again. I just want to thank you all for your prayers, your support, and all your love. Continue to send those blessings my way, and I'll do the same.
All right, and we are back. So you hear from Twinkie that she's doing well. She says she was in the hospital, but she's not in the hospital nor because she fell. And we found it out in the last interview that she did fall and she did hurt her leg, but she's doing okay. So that's very good to hear. And we back now with Apostle Dr. Denise Clark Bradford. So Apostle, one thing that I also want to ask you. You shared in the interview, there were two things that you said. And you mentioned about Jackie, because it seems as though Jackie has been like, and you guys don't agree. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. They don't make you the devil. They don't make Jackie the devil. You guys just, you don't agree on some key things. It is just what it is. We all got siblings. That's why I can't understand why folks understand this. You got a twin.
90 seconds.
You got a twin. The guy that's helping me here, Kendall, he has a twin. Siblings have issues. So this is really normal. It's just because y'all so known worldwide that it's as big as it is. So you said something about Jackie not being a nurse. What I found out, and somebody have to check behind me because it's on the word of mouth and in the paperwork, that she's what you call a wound nurse. And it's not an RN, but
60 seconds.
But it's something where she is working in the hospital and things of that nature. And I think people just call her a nurse, but she is not an RN. Now that's what I found out. Also, you said something about John. Now, although many of us knew, a lot of people did not know that John was locked up. So I'm pretty sure Twinkie probably feeling a certain way. And somebody told me that Jackie was crying as a result of the interview. So to hear that Jackie was crying and to hear that Twinkie didn't like you saying that, what do you have to say about that? How you feel about that?
I didn't know they felt that way. This is news to me, hearing what you're saying.
Yeah, but that's what I heard. And see, this the reason.
But I'll say this much: for the tears that I've shed, what about mine?
10 seconds.
That caused me to drop. Where's apologies for mine?
But see,
for the way I felt mistreated when I was out of town with them, or if we were in town and we're singing in the same city, and I don't know nothing about it until somebody comes the next day. You always at our church. Where was you at, girl? I didn't know nothing about it. And I know they probably told you I need a babysitter. I live in a babysitter, so that's a lie. And my thing is, it would be nice. I guess what you all are wanting, you're gonna have to really go to God.
Yeah. Because
it's not no more hurt. And some of the things that's been done, some tears do need to be shed because they have not got it right. Just like Joseph's brothers and how they mistreated Joseph. That's my story. Yeah. Anybody don't know about that, read that. But, and as far as Twinkie's concerned, I went to my sister's house. I arrived at her door. I knocked at her door, called out to her.
Did she know you were coming?
They called the police on me. Yes. Yes, my son that lives with her knew it. And for them to call the police on me as if they didn't know, I know he couldn't escort me off of nobody's property if I'm not obstructing justice or being derogatory towards him. That was not the case. I said, I'm not going to leave, officer. No disrespect, but I have a right coming all the way from California to either hear my sister Twinkie's voice and I know that it's her, or lay my eyes on her.
Okay.
And he made them call, and he brought the phone back. When he brought it back, I said, "Hi, Twinkie." You know how we go forth. And she said, "Hi, Nancy." I said, "How you doing?" And she said, "I'm okay." That "I'm okay" was not an "I'm okay" that I'm comfortable with. And that's all I need to say on that. But I asked her, when I come to Detroit, where do I usually stay, Twinkie? She got quiet. Sometimes Twinkie takes a minute to think about what's being said. And then the officer took the phone and said, "Tell her what you told me." And Twinkie said, "I just would have liked," oh no, her word was preferred. "I would have liked, preferred that I had known all the years that I was coming up here. That was never said to me." But it was all good because I told the officer, "I've heard enough. I heard enough. I'm going." But I didn't get a chance to put my eyes on my sister. I heard her voice. I was uncomfortable because somebody was with her. So I don't know if she was being forced to not say certain things, but I didn't feel comfortable with what I heard, but I knew it was Twinkie.
When Larry said that Twinkie was put in the hospital last time by force, of course this time she hurt herself, so it wasn't by force. But was that true?
You got to ask Larry that.
Oh, okay. I know he took the videos down, and your son don't answer my phone call no more. He upset with me.
Because it's too much mess. People try to pull us into too much mess. We don't want a mess. We want to be known for spreading the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm only doing this because people really feel like I've disappeared. And for my sister, see, my mom could have put a stop to this. My sisters could have put a stop to this by saying, when anybody said anything about me, positive, negative, whatever, if it was disagreeable, they should have said, "Listen, that's my sister. You have no words in your mouth for my sister." Okay? Because I've done it to people. Because I know some people want to be a groupie with celebs. So I feel that my sisters were wrong to not defend me in the fact that I'm their sister. Why would they listen to people talk about me? One. Then, well, Mom's not here to defend herself, but I have said to Mom, people coming up to me, and they're saying, yada, 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 yada. And she will give her answer, yada, yada, yada. And they went into a recording session, and Gwen Morton was living with us at that time. And I showed up over there. She said, why are you here, Nancy? I said, "What do you mean? Well, where's everybody?" She said, "They're in the studio." "What studio?" "Studio recording." And my mother didn't tell me this? Oh my God!
I have a question. I have a question. Were you a daddy? Were you a daddy's girl?
I was his firstborn. Daddy's never had a favorite.
Okay.
But I will say this, based on the fact that you said something, and people don't take this the wrong way. My sisters and my mom, we were like in a meeting in a bedroom, and pot shots with their mouth was being stated towards me about the way they felt about my pregnancy. One by one by one by one. Obviously, Daddy heard it, and he opened up that door and said, "Maddie, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Come on out of here, Nancy." And she stopped getting rid of none of her kids. There it is. So if I'm a favorite, my daddy took me out the house and drove around for hours until I stopped crying because that was so deeply hurt. I would never have ever did my sisters like that. And even when they do things to Larry, I can't say anything because I don't want him to come across as a weak man. But they did some dirty things to him that had, like suing him for X millions of dollars. Why would they go there with that? Why? Why wouldn't it be a sit-down talk? So see, when you talk about a sit-down talk, Mr. Brother Larry, how can you come and sit down and talk and people steady slapping you in your face or shooting bullets at you? We have to, for one, you have to want to come together. You have to want to listen to everybody. You have to want everybody to voice their opinion. That doesn't mean it's going to be correct. It means that you're hearing out everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
Their thing is, oh, y'all know Nisa. You know how she is. She's a shaker and a mover, so get out the way. Well, I got it dear from my mother and father, and I'm proud about it.
Let me ask you this: what was the feeling? What was the actual feeling? I mean, because you started saying that you started crying. So, what was the feeling that you were having in that moment, or the memory?
That I don't want my sisters to feel they have to be hateful or hate me, because I don't feel that way about them. I will say there is in any family, there's going to be some disagreements and some things, but we're Christian, right? Mm-hmm. So if we're Christian, it's supposed to be Christ-like, right? Mm-hmm. So in being Christ-like, we're all supposed to come to some agreement, because all you got to do is pull that word out. The word, you don't argue the word, because how it is, omniscient, all-knowing. That's what God we serve. Omnipresent, He's everywhere.
You say
Hallelujah.
you don't. You say you don't.
Hallelujah. And all powerful. Omnipotent.
Absolutely.
But
You
hurt
said
that I still feel, Larry.
Okay.
It's over, but it's like they're still doing things to pierce through my kids that I'm uncomfortable with them doing.
Okay, you made a statement in your video. Just so everybody know, we're interviewing Apostle Dr. Denise Clark Bradford, and it's the result of a video that she put out. A lot of people think I broke the story. I didn't. She broke it herself, but then I put it on the platform so that we can talk to the whole.
That's true. That's true.
Talk to the whole body.
Speak it true.
Yeah. So, you said you made a statement in that to my grandkids wherever they are. In your video. What is that? What you're talking about now?
I have not seen my grandkids. I have about 9 of them. There's 2 in Toledo, Ohio. There's 4 in Detroit, Michigan, or their surrounding cities. And there's 1 out here. I don't see him either. That's his heart. And then the one that was murdered in 2014 by my baby boy's ex-girlfriend. He was beat to death at 14 months old.
Why you haven't seen your grandkids?
You would have to ask their parents.
So are you estranged from your children?
Oh no, my son came to see me before I left.
Yeah,
my third oldest son, Derek.
Yeah. And then you and Larry talked.
I talked to Larry. I talked to Larry 2 days prior to that. And Lorenzo, his shift hours and our California time crashes. But I talked to them on Skype, like you could see them FaceTime, like that. But it's not regular, and that's okay. It's okay, because everybody's not going to be able to resolve.
But hold on for a minute, Apostle Dr. Denise. It's not okay.
Yes, sir.
It's not okay that you haven't seen your grandkids. Is there any reason? You haven't seen your grandkids. Both your parents are dead. You're estranged from your sister, except for Twinkie. None of this is okay. I think we can make it okay, because I think you're a strong person. I think you're so strong. Like they say, you're a shaker, you're a mover, and you just went on, and you raised 7 boys. That takes a strong woman. And I think you've made it okay. But I don't think, it's just my opinion, I don't think it's okay. So I want to know, what is the reason that we can just, even if you don't know, but let's just presume, what would be a reason that you haven't seen your 9 grandkids?
The only way I can answer that is that you would have to ask their parents. Okay. That's the only way I can say that. I can tell you this, that 1, 2, or 3, when I came to the wedding, I was told to not show up after I came so far away.
Who wedding?
So, and one of my sons, And one son said, "Don't do mama like that. Let's sit down and let's see." It's like generational. I don't call them curses.
Oh, I got you. So hold on for a minute. So you only see, so you see some of your grandkids, but none of them you don't.
No, I don't see none of them. I have not laid my eyes on any of my grandchildren physically.
So,
and held them in my arms or held them.
So if you talk to Larry and you talk to Derek, I know Larry got some beautiful children. So if you, how is it?
He does. They're very talented too. They're very talented.
But
I
how
came up there and thought I would see them. But that's something that you'll have to have conversation with Larry about.
So have your own children been affected by what happened? Now, see, this happened in my family. Have your own children been affected by whatever went on between you and your sisters?
It could be. It could be, and it could be that maybe my children felt like I kept them out the limelight because they were boys, and I wanted to make sure you're not going to just sing. You're going to get some degrees so that you guys can take care of your family. So they might have felt deprived from that. I don't know that. Okay. I'm just saying maybe that's a thought in their minds. Okay, but they all have prominent jobs. I have one that's a pharmacist tech, another one that is he used to work in the bank. He's working for General Motors now. Mm-hmm. Two of them that went to college and haven't quite finished their degrees, and then the one that's in Toledo. He's a high big wig in the college campus of Toledo, Ohio. You have successful
children. You've done a great job. I mean, you have really done a great job, and I pray. I mean, I know all things happen for a reason. This is the beginning, and a lot of people, for those who are watching, healing. The first stop at healing is exposure. And I just feel like Apostle Dr. Denise Clark Bradford, that video that she did, then the interview she did with me and talking to her now, this is the beginning of healing an entire family. Now look at this. This is one of the most anointed families in the Black church. But they also have issues. So this should really be a hope for all of us who maybe have felt like, and maybe looked at the Clark sisters and Clark family and thought, oh, their family is so well, but my family crazy. No, all our family got some stuff. All our family got some stuff going on. And that has not diminished the anointing at all in this family. It's just something that has to be worked out. And I pray to God, I know that this is definitely going to work out, and it's definitely going to be okay. What are some of the things? I want to hold you, but to wrap everything up, what are some of the things that are really on your heart that you really wanted to say all these years? Because you were silent basically for 41 years. What do you want to say? Because right now, I'm sure your sisters are listening. I am sure all of your colleagues, are listening. What is in your heart to say to them directly? Talk like you're talking to them.
Well, to the world, I thank you guys for reaching out. And some have actually made me feel like they're my blood sisters. I felt that close among, especially people who work under me in the church when I'm pastoring. I want the world, the universe to know there's nothing too hard for God. That's one of our songs on Sincerely. Oh, God, yeah. And you need to really, really key that out there and listen to it, because that song and Oh, What He's Done for Me, my mother used to always say, it sounds, oh, what He's done for me. Oh, what He's done for me. Oh, by that time, I'm through. Tears was running down my eyes. My mother jerked her back. My mother put it on my uniform. Niecy, You got to get to the end of the song. Mama, how am I stop getting happy? How you going to stop the Holy Ghost? You got to get to the your time is missing. I said, okay, Mom. And then you got all this black mascara running on. You look like a boss out there.
So
that one, and then the other one was
if you were talking directly to your
nothing too hard. That one, and keep moving.
I'm gonna tell
keep moving.
Keep moving.
Yes, that's it. That's right.
I'm gonna tell you one of my most favorite songs. But I think this was I don't know if you was on this CD. In the Holy Will. Remember that?
Yes.
You on that CD?
And another one that's good too, Larry. That didn't stay out there long. An overdose. Dum dum dum. The Holy Ghost.
Holy Ghost.
You hear me?
How about unworthy?
Yes.
So unworthy. Man, I love all. See, that's 77, ain't it?
Unworthy, so unworthy. Oh God! So, and that picture was.
You better sing.
That's God. That's not me. That's God. It's because if I'm talking to the world again, my heart is sincere about God. I met a man on the plane today. Never seen him in my life. And he brought me to my front door.
Wow.
Where my son came out. But that goes to show you, the scripture says, be careful how you entertain strangers. Because you may be entertaining an angel unaware. And we talked the whole time, and I wasn't going to come home today. But it was for whatever the Lord allowed us to connect, for him to feel comfortable and me to feel comfortable getting in a stranger's car, ministering to him till he got to my front door.
You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful now, cause you pretty.
Yeah,
you gotta be careful, cause you pretty.
Else don't do it.
And let's check this out. So if you are, cause they are listening or will be listening, talk and say before you go, like you're talking directly to your sisters. Talk to them as a group, and then to them individually.
Well, okay. Let's see. Because the scripture tells us, sisters, that's Karen, Dorinda, Twinkie, which is Albertita, and Jackie, and myself. The scripture says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he gets old, he won't depart from it, the teachings that was put down into them. And I step up saying, as the oldest Clark sister, but not leaving out my brother Leo or Jackie, that as a family, the family of God, Jesus had a half brother, but there was no differences. I believe that because of people, I don't call them fans, it's all about God, okay? But because of the people, they're hurt behind this, and they're yearning. But we don't do things for people, sisters. We do things by the order of God. But we do hear them weeping. You do hear them hurting, and it is a desire of someone who really didn't know that I was. Somebody had the nerve to say a fifth Clark sister. Excuse me? So that's another thing that I felt, sisters, that you guys should have gotten clear. Now, I forgive you all. Karen, I forgive you. Twinkie, I forgive you. Dorinda, I forgive you. And Jackie, I forgive you. And you too, Leo, that's out here in California. Our parents are gone. We have no one to run to for advice but God. But our parents lived a life in front of the world. I see my daddy shoveling snow till he had a hole in the bottom of his boot, trying to make sure that the doors of the church would stay open. And it's those kind of impacting things we must reflect back on and walk the walk of the Christian life, not for people in terms of fans or flashing fashions or jewelry. These things we weren't exposed to look at like that.
So you
So
forget
I'm
you
saying
forget you
I
forget.
apologize if I've done something myself to all of you guys. Will you forgive me, Jackie? Will you forgive me, Leo? Will you forgive me, Twinkie? Will you forgive me, Dorinda? And will you forgive me, Karen? And all y'all's husbands the same way. Children as well as cousins. Because I want to make it into heaven, and I want us all to be able to continue to affect the people of God by turning them to Jesus so they can see that it is a big difference when you serve the Lord. And thank you so much. I declare this and decree it in Jesus' name. Thank you, Mr. Reid. I wasn't going to go on, but my horse was lifted up.
Okay.
And I thought I would come on and because I heard you were requesting that I come out.
Yeah, I was hoping that you did, so we can so we can clear that up. And I'm so happy to hear that you forgive them, and you asked also for forgiveness. But one thing I want to say, because I think for so long your parents have probably drilled y'all how y'all are supposed to come together for ministry, and we want that. But I really want you guys to come together for yourselves. I want y'all to have time to be just sisters. I'm sure y'all had that, but to get that back, with you included, of just being, the Clark sisters and being a family. Thank you so much for coming on and trusting me once again. And I want us to stay connected and stay in relationship. I don't want to lose relationship. You got my cell phone number. I just text you. So you have my direct cell phone number. Call me anytime. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Right.
And thank you, Radio Land. Pray. Prayer changes things. All right. God bless and good night.
God bless.
Bye-bye.
I wasn't expecting her to call in, so all my time has been ate up for calls. But I'm going to take a little bit more time to take some calls because I just can't do you guys like that. So we're going to reboot the system, and I'm going to let you guys call in and say whatever
Thank you
is
for
on
using
your heart.
Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
That you need to say. I think we're over 2 hours already. What is it? What are you smacking lips for? What did you hit? Hit bad. What did you hit? Okay. All right. Somebody said, apologize to Dorinda for my wrongdoing. What are you talking about? I told you I apologize. My wrongdoing was putting out what she texted to me before telling her I did. Actually, I think I put it out and then told her I did. But one of it, I was doing some other stuff behind the scene and was going back and forth, and I put it out. So, yeah. But I told them that I did that, and I did apologize to her. So. Yeah, ain't nobody perfect. I ain't got no problem saying I'm sorry when I do something wrong or do something to hurt your feelings or something that you see wrong or, however, whatever got to be done to make it right.
Start your show now. Press 1 to hear important.
Your show is scheduled to start in 36 seconds.
They liable ain't going to be no prayer in the morning. But now I got to upload this to YouTube. Lord Lamb. All right, the lines are open, 646-787-8174. You can call in right now. I really don't know how many of these I'm going to take you guys because I wasn't expecting her to call in. But I'm glad she did, so I was able to ask her some of those questions. I felt like that she has...
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4,
it ain't even
3,
live yet.
2, 1.
Now the lines are open, 646
Blog Talk Radio.
Yeah, I couldn't take that crying. I can't do that crying thing. That thing tore my heart out the frame. Okay, you can call in 646-787-8174. I'm gonna count that to 10. Okay, all right, let's go. Call the ending in 2706. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, Larry. This is Krista. I'm calling from Houston, Texas.
Hi.
And I was calling just to kind of touch base briefly about the conservatorship for Twinkie. My husband actually sent you an email yesterday about the court filing that was made. And so just wanted to talk about conservatorships, that's a really serious matter, that the likelihood is that Twinkie may have some capacity issues. Generally, conservatorships are for people who may have Alzheimer's, dementia, early onset. They're unable to make financial or personal health decisions on their own. And so it's likely that that would be the reason Jackie would be applying for a conservatorship. So while we've seen her in the video and she looks and appears well, she may be having some issues of kind of, going on with her mental health.
Well, yeah, somebody did tell me that she was at a service and she kept saying that Obama is about to come pick her up. I don't know how true that is. And they kept saying Obama and somebody, the president. So it's very possible that there are some issues there.
Yes, and it can come and go too. It's not like, a person who's going through those things. And my husband's a probate attorney. This is, actually the reason we were looking into it is because that's what we do. But again, it can be a very slow-moving process, but it may be that the sister is trying to, get it started early before things kind of get out of hand. So that was just some insight I wanted to provide to the community about what's probably taking place.
I was told that Twinkie said that she didn't mind Jackie handling her business, but she didn't want nobody messing with her money.
Well, with a we'll see what happens with the court filings. Like, there's a hearing coming up in March, so we'll actually get to see, it's all public record, what exactly is happening and what powers Jackie's going to be given. But, a powers of attorney can handle the same sort of issues. The only issue is that the Twinkie is probably beyond being able to execute a power of attorney, which would be the reason why Jackie will be going to court. Because a person, once they're beyond capacity, once they're starting to show incapacity, they can't sign any documents anymore over to have somebody to handle their affairs. So if Jackie is just, well, she's initiated the process, then it's likely that Twinkie doesn't have any, she's having capacity issues. And so, like I said, it'll become public record, as the process, gets going, and there'll be an order one way or another that a judge is going to sign. So it'll all be,
Yeah, March the 6th. March the 6th is the next hearing.
Okay. Yep. So.
Well, keep us posted.
So
this
we
is
just
public record.
Pray for the family. Yeah, but we will certainly keep posted on what's going on. We'll be following it.
Okay.
But just keeping the family in your prayers. So.
All right. Thanks so much. Definitely gonna do that.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry.
Yeah. All right. Caller ending in 9392. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, my name is Douglas, and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
What up, Douglas?
I was calling about confirming what Denise was saying. Like, I believe everything she was saying. Like, I've been following the Clark sisters for a long time, and I just was like, wow, this is her time to speak and her time to say what the Lord had on her heart to say.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's all I had to say.
Thank you so much for calling in, Douglas. That's my
Happy birthday.
Oh, thanks so much. My cash app is $ Larry Reid, REID. Thank you so very much, Douglas.
Your cousin, Odessa Waters.
Yeah, that's my first cousin, Aunt Boo. My mama, her mama are sisters.
I know her.
Yeah. Yep.
I love y'all family. Like, I follow y'all too. I love y'all.
We all crazy. We just like this. This ain't no act. This is all just like this.
All right.
All right. Caller ending in 0090. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Joshua, calling out of Atlanta.
Hi, Josh.
Hey, how you doing? I guess to follow back up with what the guy just said about believing her. My only thing, because I have followed the Clark sisters probably as long as I've been living, is that even with some people stating that, she's trying to be messy and she's coming out and saying all of this to bring division and stuff, if that was the case, she could have did it years ago. And she chose not to. I've even looked at her Facebook page for years where people would post stuff and she wouldn't say anything. about it derogatory, even when they talked about when Dorinda first did her show on the Word Network and how it was like a Clark Sisters reunion, and she would just simply say, I didn't know anything about it, but kept it positive. It was never anything negative. And my hope and prayer is that the other sisters do take this to heart. Mm-hmm. And, there's some things that we do as family members and even people in general, just being individuals, not Christians, not any other thing. We try to keep things private and to ourselves and handle it ourselves. But when it's to this magnitude, you can't help but, reconciliation has to happen.
Yeah, it's hard to heal in the public eye, and this family has to do it. You know how messy it can get. I've had so many relationships. You're going back and forth and stuff. It's intensified times 10 when you got all of this. You got the money side. You're dealing with the death of the parents, and then it's the church, and then you popular. Man, it's crazy. They need prayer. They need a lot of work, and it's gonna take a lot of commitment in their age to work. They're gonna have to do a lot of work. Thank you so much for calling.
Right. Have a good one.
Call it ending in 5114. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hi, I hear you.
Hello.
I hear you.
Oh yes. Hi. I have two things. So the first thing is more for a statement. I grew up Kojic, and I think that the issues that the Clark sisters, like this family, is going through, it really needs to be addressed like across the board with church, period, because there's a lot of broken families out there dealing with situations like this, and there are people that have died with situations like this left to, the next generation and stuff like that, and it's just really sad to, see and to know that there are people out there not dealing with this. So I think it's important that families come together and address issues head on together. Now, my question is, who do you think should do their family sit down? I feel like they should do something, like where they all sit down and they all talk about it in person with somebody like Bishop T.D. Jakes to knock the field or somebody. Who you think they should do it with?
I think it should. I don't think it should be a preacher. I don't think they should go to Karen's husband, any bishop. Come out to Kojic Church and tap somebody that is professional, secularly. If they happen to be a preacher, that's fine. But I'm not saying don't go to a preacher, but somebody who is clinically trained. And marriage and family therapy. That's what they need. I would love to see them on Iyanla Fix My Life for like 6 series. Them stay in the house for 7 days. That's what they need. That's what they need.
They do.
The Pace sisters went.
A lot of us need it. Right. Thank you.
All right. Okay, this J. LaRon Rose says, if you know that it's hard to heal in the public eye, tell her to go to them and get off your radio show just saying if you're really concerned about healing. Okay, church people, dumb people, are always mixing apples and oranges. This is an entertainment news show. So any content that goes online, I'm going to do it. Now, what I do have in place behind the scene is therapy and different, suggestions for people to go and get some help. But I am not going to stop being an entertainment news show just because I'm talking about your golden calf. For some of you, the Clark sisters and any preacher is your golden calf. Don't touch them. Don't talk about them. But then y'all on your same pages. If this Jay LaRon, whoever they said, go on his page, I bet he's talking about somebody else. Darn correct. And I don't hate you, Jay, whatever, but just think a little bit outside your box. They don't make no sense. Of course, I said it live on the show about she can't go to them. They ain't going to, ain't nobody, this is not going to work. They need a third party. They need somebody in there. That's dumb to tell her to go to them. What they need to do, they need to create the conversation. They're going to have to reach to somebody else to create that because she's already done it a few times, according to what she said, allegedly. And they didn't show up. Waited for 3 hours. You look real dumb in my comment section, but I love you. I love dumb people too. All right, next. Caller ending in 7327. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes. Good evening, Larry. This is Octavia. I'm calling from Dayton, Ohio.
Hi.
First of all, if people were really listening, you're a counselor. I too am. I'm a licensed counselor, and you got to know if you've been listening, you do things outside of what you do not put on live to stream. There's something else that goes on behind the scenes. So just because the conversation is being aired doesn't mean that you're just going to drop the ball and not help anybody. That's crazy. So, don't pay them folks no attention when they talk about that, Larry.
Thank you so much for that. But anybody that knows me know that I don't really pay attention to comments. Let me be a real truthful sitting in this seat. Somebody sent me a snapshot of this Jay Laron, whoever it is. Him saying something about Larry Reid has found his niche now since his gospel career didn't work. I said, well, he should have Googled and found out that I topped the charts, radio and gospel. I mean, radio sales and radio, and a Stellar Award nominated. And who in the whole hell in heaven are you? So he just really gave me content and gave me a moment to just brag. That's all.
Oh, absolutely. 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 The other thing is Larry. You did set things up for things to move beyond what it is that we hear right now, and it's, and I would love to see them with Ayala. Yes,
yeah, I would love that.
Need to be with Ayala. Oh my God, that needs to be there.
Man, you know what kind of TV that would be?
Go.
That would be some crazy TV. I would be watching that. That would happen. I would love for that to happen. Thank you.
Oh my God, I would DVR that so quick. Listen, thirdly, one last thing, real quick.
Okay.
I know I'm not a professional artist or nothing like that or nothing, but listen. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
Come on now.
To you. Happy birthday, dear Larry. Happy birthday to you.
Hey! Thank you so much. You sang that thing.
You're welcome. God bless.
All right, that was all right. Now that was good because she sang it. She sang it. As you call him saying when her happy birthday, it ain't good. I'm like, okay, all right. Caller ended in 0797. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Larry, I'm calling from Memphis. I have two things, and I'm going to let you off, okay?
Okay.
The first thing, as I looked at that Twinkie video, I'm a little concerned about Twinkie. It seems like to me Twinkie is tired. Her mouth is twisted, and this is no shade. I'm just saying what I see. Her legs are a little weak, and it just seems like to me she's tired. Nobody is saying anything about that part, okay? And let me say this about Denise. I absolutely believe Denise, okay? And I'm going to tell you something. Denise got hurt early in life. I'm going to tell you why she's so strong and she done raised some children to be successful. Your rejection for a person is God. God will raise a person up anytime they get rejected. I believe that. The way they did Denise and how they rejected Denise and made her feel bad is the reason why she's so strong. Maybe they are a little jealous of that. I don't know. Maybe Jackie is mad because she's not a real Clark sister. But I believe Denise. I mean, come on, we need to just listen to the Holy Spirit and just listen. Denise is not trying to put her sisters on Front Street.
Yeah.
She's worried about Twinkie. I don't know Twinkie, and I'm worried about Twinkie, okay? If you look at Twinkie, look at that video and look in the spirit, Larry. Now, you know you're a prophet. Just look at it. Twinkie is tired. Just watch it.
Yeah,
she's
she's
frail.
not well.
She's
not well.
shaking a little bit.
Yeah, she's not well.
She's not well at all, and by Denise being the oldest sister, she knows that her sister has wisdom. She knows that her sister knows how to do and what to do. And you can listen to Denise and you can tell that she knows what to do and how to do it. And you can also tell that Twinkie is being brainwashed. Now, y'all better listen and y'all better look at that video and look in the spirit while looking. Forget that they're Clark sisters, okay? And look at the reality of everything. And that's all Denise is trying to say. And let me clear this up. I don't know now one of them. But I do know when pride is in you, you will not be healed. And that's all Denise is trying to say. Denise is not prideful. She's been rejected for a long time. So pride don't live in her. Okay? And I feel her hurt. People don't know what it's like to be rejected young and somebody to tell you to get rid of your child and disown you. That's hurt that you probably can't even get back. And they did her like that. And I don't care what their names are. Like Denise said, before they leave here, they're going to have to deal with it. But again, I am a little worried. I'm not little, but I'm worried about Twinkie. It seems like Twinkie is being brainwashed. Somebody is brainwashing Twinkie. She's not well at all. And Denise know it. And Denise know how to handle the business. And she knows what to do and how to do. And I just feel like the rest of the sisters are a little mad and jealous because she knows how to do it. Think about it. She raised 7 boys. All of her boys are successful. Baby, I ain't go to college, but I got common sense. You hear me?
Thank you so much for calling in, and I heard it.
I'm going to tell you happy birthday, but I'm not going to sing to you, okay?
Okay. Okay.
But think about what I said. We got to use common sense.
Listen.
Forget that they're Clark sisters. See, that name got to go, because there's too much pride connected to that name. Let that name go. And that's why people are defending them. Wrong is wrong. And Denise has had plenty of time if she wanted to destroy her sisters to do it. She's worried about her sister Twinkie, and I am too. And I've never met her, Twinkie or her. So she had every right to come on that Facebook Live and say what she said about her sister. If you look at Twinkie's mouth, her mouth is twisted very bad.
Look like she's had a stroke.
She's shaking while she's talking. She's a little nervous, and it seems like somebody told her to make the video. Think about that. Look in the spirit of Larry. You're a prophet. Look in the spirit while watching. And then if you listen to Denise, there's no hidden motives, baby, with Denise. No hidden motives. Denise is just real, and she just don't play games.
Okay, gotcha.
See, I know another strong one because I'm strong like that, and I deal with that with my family, baby.
I can tell.
She's just strong, and she knows how.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
I mean, much respect to Denise. Them other sisters need to get it together. See, they've been in the spotlight too much, and people have made them great. So pride is in them, baby. Even that Kiara Shear, she has prideful problems. And that's why she couldn't get married to that boy, because you're prideful. Your name, people have put you up on a pedestal too much. They need to remove their name, and they need to get to business, because like Denise said, baby, before you leave this earth, you're going to deal with it. Being rejected is God's way of blessing you, and you watch how Apostle Denise is going to be raised up. All the rejection she went through was not for naught, baby, and I don't know now one of them. But listen to me tonight. They need to get Twinkie some help. They need to let Denise do what she do and leave it alone and forget that Clark name.
I gotta let you look. I gotta let you go, but thank you for all of what you said in that Memphis tone. That's hilarious. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Larry.
Let me tell you what is so funny to me when somebody wants you to see what they see. You know God speak to you. You look. I know God speak to you. It's almost like try to make you see what they're saying, and you better see what they're saying. Then you ain't no prophet no more. You don't see. All right, next caller. Caller ending in 0601. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Minister Frank Shepard. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. And hey, Larry, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
You know, it's your birthday, so happy birthday to you. But I just wanted to get on here real quick to say that we got to understand that everybody has their story, and everybody has their truth, and people want to say, oh, well, Denise is telling the truth, or Jackie telling the truth, or Dorinda telling the truth. Me personally, there's a lot of things that I believe that Denise said is true, and there's some stuff I'm a little iffy on. But we do have to understand, like, this is Denise's story, and we have to listen to what she has to say, and then later on down the line, we can hear what Dorinda got to say and what Jackie has to say and what Karen has to say. But we have to be, careful with what they have to say. We got to be comforting with what they have to say, because this is their truth. This is what they have experienced. Because I know with a lot of church folk, we're so, what's the word? Careful. We're so protective about what goes on in our family, so we don't want everybody else to know. And so I can see why, they haven't really said too much about the situation. But, with Denise, she felt that it was time for her to come out, and she came out and she said what she had to say. And I'm glad she was able to say what she had to say.
Okay.
And so, again, we do have to make sure that, that we can be open-minded to hear everybody's opinion, everybody's story, so that way we can be able to, at the end of the day, put it all together.
Yes, a story is a story, and this is Denise's story. Thank you so much for calling in. I do want to say this because there's some the Clark sisters haven't said anything. I mean, what Denise said, because I'm a Clark fan now. I've been watching them for a little child. I've seen every interview. I've seen, if it's public, I've seen that. If it's YouTubeable or was on VHS or was on any Bobby Jones Gospel or the other stations come on, I got it. I don't care what question a Clark sister has ever been asked. It's the same answers. Oh yeah, I don't. And that all goes back to my mom. Every interview. Our mom. That Twinkie is the only one that would mention Denise. Karen, first time that I've seen, she mentioned Denise on her. Actually, Karen, it was Twinkie and Karen, the only two I've heard them mention Denise. I haven't heard Dorinda mention Denise. Not saying she haven't, but I haven't. I've heard Karen mention Denise in 2 interviews, Twinkie in 3 interviews. And even in some of the interviews, they said that Jackie was a nurse. And so I thought she was a nurse, but that's not uncommon. In the country, if you put on scrubs and you go to the hospital to work, you a nurse. We don't know what you're doing up there. You could be sweeping the floor. You could be out. You a nurse because you work at the hospital and you wearing scrubs. So that's probably how that happened. And because I just watched the interview before we got started, where Twinkie said Jackie's a nurse, and Jackie was looking like, I'll be that. All right, let's go. Call it in the 9952. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, this is Pastor Jack. I'm calling from California. I'm the pastor of Common Sense. How you doing, my brother Larry?
Doing good. Can't complain.
Hey, man, I just want to tell you thank you. I just joined your program, and I love it. And just want to share this. The Clark sisters need to find somebody that can be a mediator to bring them back.
Yeah.
The Bible says it'll be a great falling away. They need either to go to Dr. Phil or they might need to come to you. Don't show no favoritism.
Oh yeah, I ain't gonna feel no favoritism with nobody. The worst thing, I know my Achilles heel. My Achilles heel is when someone starts crying, immediately it grabs my heart. And then later on, my head may say, now you better watch that you might be getting tricked, because you don't felt that thing in your heart. So other than that, that's my Achilles heel. That's it.
Yes. And I just hope they can come back because, a lot of us church folks will get into it with our own family and don't want to reconcile until we're on our deathbed.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope they can find something to be a mutual ground and come back and get out the spotlight. All they got to do is repent and turn away and come back home. Thank you, Larry, and I love you.
I love you too, man. Thanks so much.
Okay,
somebody inboxed me and said that Jackie is a LPN. So a LPN. Well, see, this is the thing. CNAs and LPNs were faded out and disconnected from the whole nurse terminology. Although people still say that they're hired and working as LPNs, if I'm not mistaken, and that is a licensed practitioner nurse, right? So I can see why they call her a nurse. But what her sister says that she's not a nurse, she's not an RN. That's what she said. Right. Yeah. So, and she's not a registered nurse. So, but it don't matter. Well, I guess it do matter because I thought she was an RN. We said nurse. I'm thinking like my family full of nurses and PAs. She probably LPN. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be doing no talking no time soon. I don't see that. All right, I'm going to take a couple more calls and I'm done for the night. Caller in the 5333. What's your name? Where you calling from?
I'm calling from South Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Name unknown.
Okay.
But one thing I would like to say is that through reading the comments, it appears as if everyone was listening to what Denise said with the intention to respond and not understand holistically what she was saying. And one of the questions asked was, why did her children separate themselves from her?
Mm-hmm.
And from what I picked up on that was that essentially her disconnect from her family eventually seeped into her relationship with her children. It appears as if her children wanted to be a part of, the Clark brand or the Clark family or the stardom that came along with it. But she was more interested in educating them and keeping them out of that because she knew how it hurt her.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we have to be cognizant and understand that hurt people hurt people.
Mm-hmm.
And she used her own hurt as a way to shelter her children from the life that she knew.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that as church people, we consistently talk about being prophetic and being in the spirit realm, so much so that we are ignorant to things that should be common knowledge and common sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so my prayer is that not only do she get the opportunity to have a conversation with her sisters, but I really pray and hope that they're able to listen to each other. It's time out that we stop using God and church as a cloak to cover who we really are deep inside.
Yeah.
We can be nasty and mean, but as long as we love Jesus, it's okay. And that's not enough. That's not enough. And so I hurt with Denise because I have experienced rejection on that level. Nothing hurts more than when you are hurt by people who you think has your best interest at heart.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a while to get over that. Some people, live the rest of their life trying to figure out how to navigate those waters. It affects every area of their life. It affects their professional life.
I have my sister, and I gotta let you go. I'm doing 1 minute. My eldest sister was like sort of alienated from the family at one time. And so what she did, she took all her kids and she raised those kids. But next thing you know, there was that same rift that was in the family showed up between her and her kids. And so she had to go back and mend the rift in amongst us and amongst the family, and then she reconciled with her children. So I would happen to agree with what you're saying. Thank you so much for calling in on tonight.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Everybody has 1 minute so I can get more callers. All right. Caller ending in 4111. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Reid. This is Kiki calling from North Carolina.
Hey there.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
And you're most welcome. This may be off subject, but I was listening to this at work today, and I ain't gonna lie, I was hollering when she just bust out singing in the middle of the interview. Just tickled my little soul. I might be going to hell for it, but I sure hollered right here in my desk. Yeah. But look, let me ask you. A couple of years when the Shears thing came on, didn't Jay Drew say something about, this is what's wrong with the church or what's wrong with Kojic because they don't deal with things head on and they like to keep a lot of secrets? Did I miss something?
He said that.
Okay, well, that's all I wanted. Look, you have a good night here.
All right then. Okay, all right, see you. Okay. Caller ending in 5114. What's your name? Where you calling from? Got 1 minute. Hello. Oh, they just came. That's you too quick. Caller ending in 0053. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Greetings. My name is Erna, and I'm from St. Louis. How are you?
I can't complain.
All right. That's good. Now, I need to take care of that cough. Father John's here. Yeah. Go ahead and get you some cod liver oil. Get that together. There's a difference between the truth and facts.
Okay.
Denise gave her truth, but I don't believe that those are the facts.
Okay.
There is some things that have to be worked out between her and her sisters. Denise left the group after she had her third baby out of wedlock.
Mm-hmm.
And they were, doing their ministry. I mean, so the only problem I have with Denise, and I don't have a problem with her truth, is you have to own up to your own stuff. You have to own up to what you did. You keep saying that I'm the first Clark sister. I'm the first Clark sister. Well, Jackie was the first daughter to slide out the same birth canal that all the rest of them came out of. It doesn't matter that her daddy was not Mr. Clark. But Maddie Moss was all of their moms.
Mm-hmm.
Every last one of them. And then you do that separation. And I'm the first Clark sister. Jackie been talking for years. No, Jackie's not had a platform. And you all have gave her a platform. Thank you ever so kindly. But Jackie been talking for years. She didn't just all of a sudden bust out and now she's able to talk about it. She been talking for years. All of them need some help. And Jackie needs some help herself. Some mental help. Yeah. May God bless and keep you. I really enjoy your show. All right. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Thank you so much for calling in. All right, next caller. Caller ending in 0446. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, this is Olivia from Houston, Larry.
Hi.
I won't be before you long. Just a few things. Let her see her sister. Why can't she see her sister?
Yeah.
She going through. They were born back to back, right?
Yep.
When you're born like that in a line like that, that's closeness. They grew up together. Yeah. I believe those two are close. Her and Twinkie. They kept the communication going. Yeah. Let her see her sister. She ain't gonna put nothing up her nose like the old folks say. Let her see her sister.
Yeah.
Now, pertaining to Jackie not a Clark. And I think she mentioned that because she said, I think Jackie didn't like her dad, but you're going to take her daddy's name.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why she emphasized it. You ain't like my dad, but you're going to take the last name Clark, and you're not a Clark.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that. Now, she hurt. What we heard was hurt.
Yeah.
Built up hurt.
Yeah.
Denise been quiet for years.
Yeah.
And coming out and talking, that was all that built up hurt she kept in for years.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all give her a break. Sisters, y'all preaching this and preaching that. Love on Denise.
Mm-hmm.
Love on Denise. She been hurting, holding that in for years.
Yeah.
Y'all come out and love on her and leave her be. you know, Twinkie need all of y'all to come together because there is something going on with Twinkie.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think she tired. I think she just, her body been through some things and she coming out of it. And she need the support of her sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Time out for all this nonsense and title. Sit your title down and come together as a family.
Agreed. Agreed.
Happy birthday, Larry.
Thank you so very much.
Have a good evening.
All right. Click it. Yeah. Caller ending in 1156. What's your name? Where you calling from? 1 minute.
Hey, Larry. This is Kimberly. I am calling from Houston, Texas. How you doing tonight?
I can't complain.
Okay, I'm going to make this quick. I got 3 points that I want to make here. The first thing is I commend you and I commend Apostle Bradford for being bold enough to come onto your platform. This is a woman that is not, in my opinion, she's not seeking, financial gain, publicity, anything like that. This woman has been quiet for 40 plus years. Clearly, her motive is just purely about the well-being of one of her sisters. And it's a sister she happens to be close with, but I think her concern would be the same, whether it was Twinkie or Karen or anyone else. She is concerned about simply the well-being, and the health of her sister. Second point, regarding if the sisters are listening, if they are watching, I implore them to remember the last wish of your mother, Dr. Maddie Moss Clark. If you go back and watch that unsung video, Bishop Sheard talked about it. Karen mentions the fact that her last wish was that they stick together. That was what she wanted. And I don't know if maybe they were thinking more from the perspective of stick together for the sake of the ministry and the gospel singing career.
Clearly.
But take that out of the picture. Stick together because you're family. Stick together because, and Matt, a mother knows her children. She knows what each one of her child is capable of, how they think, how they love, all of that. She knew that this was going to be something that was going to be necessary to say.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're watching, I implore them, consider your mother's dying wish. She wanted y'all to stick together. And then also, people are saying, this would be great if it was on your show, Larry, which it would be, don't get me wrong, or if it was on Iyanla or something. Personally speaking, I could care less whether this plays out on television. My preference, if it means that they get it resolved, if y'all have to go sit somewhere in a closed room with a professional counselor, work it out, hashtag it out, hash it all out, and then resurface as a united family. That is the ultimate show of what truly living a Christian life and living what you sing and preach about is like. Yeah. And I'm through. I just wanted to share that. Thank you for the platform.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Caller in at 7975. What's your name? Where you calling from?
What's up, Reid? This is Foster.
What up?
I wanted to say this, just a few things. These are consistent cycles that we're seeing, not just with the Clarks. These are cycles that we've been seeing in the church, where people have vanished relatives, they vanish family members, and you don't hear from them. But then they want to teach us how to be forgiving, how to forgive folks. They want to teach us how to live holy. They want to teach us how to live right. We've got to raise the standard as it pertains to preachers. We got to raise that standard again. And if we're not careful, this generation, with all that's going on with, you've been reporting about all these pastors who have all these kids out of wedlock, and not saying anybody's greater than anybody else, but this same cycle is going to go into the next generation if we don't fix it.
I think it's a black family. I think it's a problem. It's in the black family, and then the church, as opposed to repairing it, I don't know how but somehow or another, not every church, it seems to contribute even the more to the dysfunction as opposed to repairing it. I don't know.
Is that black Pentecostal legalistic church? It's 9 times out of 10, it's the black Pentecostal legalistic church that taught you how to live holy, but when you did do wrong, they either made you have an abortion or you had to get up in front of the whole church and apologize. And you basically wore the scarlet letter for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And so we got to begin to heal families. There's a lot of stuff in this. They're not the only. Let me say it, I ain't gonna call no names. They're not the only family with daughters.
Oh no, you can call the name because I'm trying to interview her now. You talking about Kamisha Ivy Hilliard's daughter that nobody know exists. You can call her name because I want to talk to her. I want to understand it because I heard that the reason why they disowned her and distanced her because she was stealing money at the church, but I don't know if that's true or not. So I that's on the blogs anyway. So it's already online. You can Google it. All of you guys can Google it. But I want to interview her and find out about that because I have seen that pattern as well, Foster. Yeah.
How can we teach? I want to end with this. How can we teach about grace and faith? The spiritual parents, spiritual brothers and sisters. I have a lot of spiritual brothers and sisters, but they don't take the place of my natural brothers and sisters.
But see, that's what I'm saying. But see, that's what I'm saying because I should say when I was pastoring, I said the church should foster the family that you do not have. So foster care, way it's set up, you're not supposed to replace the family. You're supposed to help foster. Right. Some people come in there don't have a family, and I think that's why we use terms brother, sister, and sometimes spiritual mama, spiritual dad, because everybody needs a family, and sometimes that fosters that for people who don't come from that. But they never should replace that. And that's when you get into that dysfunction. And what I see in the black, like you said, legalistic Pentecostal church, they want you there all the time. They want you participating all the time. They want you to put the church first. And it literally becomes your family. The church becomes your family, not from a healthy space, but because of the almost like being a work slave to a system. And then the only thing you can do because you're at work all the time is make everybody at work your friends and totally replace your family. And that is psychological. That is horrendous for spirituality. Horrendous.
And then instead of you going to your family for Christmas, you going to the pastor's house.
Yeah. And let me say this because we gotta be honest. I did that. I have done that. But I changed that. I did it. I did that.
Right.
Yes, I did.
You thought it was an honor to go sit up at the pastor's house? We would leave Christmas early to go to Bishop's house to get this and get that, and then when you leave the church, they give you that behind the kiss. So I think there's got to be a wake up call. If not this next generation, especially in that cogent apostolic. Even the Word of Faith movement. I love the Hilliards, but they're Word of Faith.
Yeah.
That's how do you get rid of a whole daughter?
A whole daughter.
And then you got thousands. Our whole sister. But you got thousands and thousands
of spiritual sons and all. But see, that's why I can't fool up with that thing. Smitty, Willie, I can't wrap my head around that because how you gonna be a pastor and they call you dad and you got spiritual children and spiritual sons and stuff, and then your natural blood sons, you don't even fight for visitation, you give away custody and never speak to them again. What is that?
Because your platform is more important than your seed.
And then your spouse that you have now and your children you have now and your staff and this will be nobody calls you on that. That's bullshit. Nobody calls you on that. That is crazy.
We got to wake up the church, man. If not, we're gonna have a whole generation of people who are saying we don't like the church. Because people are watching. When I grew up in ministry, and even now as a married man, there's certain things that I won't do because when I step up in the pulpit, I need my wife to know that I'm a man of God.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I come to prophesy to you, my wife has to see me as a man of God, and so I can't live any kind of way out at home and then try to be perfect in the pulpit. I'm not saying that any of us is perfect, but I can't live any kind of way at home And I can't know that I've got a kid here, or I got a child here, or I'm doing this, that, and then come before the saints of God and embracing other people's children.
We know a whole lot of preachers. And I have a few colleagues, I ain't gonna say we're friends, but we're working on friendship. I know they got children. And you think I don't ask? I said, I know you sending that money down here, that $1,400 down there, $3,500 down there every month. But have you called that child? Have you taken your hand with a pen and write your child a letter? Have they seen you? I mean, I know you might not want to fool up with the mama, however, but what are you doing to spiritually, emotionally, psychologically legitimize this child's existence? You got to. What? And I don't like talking about this because I get extremely upset, and because I forget, my voice get real high and I start screaming. When I tell you this irritates me, because I can't even think. Yeah. When you take them down, I only want these. I know what's behind them faces. I don't want to look at it. The thing is, I know what it is. When me and my ex-wife divorced, and she left, and she took the kids with her, I was okay because I was supporting her doing that. But then, and that was very hard. It was very hard. Then when she got married to the woman that she got married to, and then they started being a family, then all of a sudden I'm no longer paying the cell phone bills. I'm no longer paying the insurance, and they're being a family that I created with somebody else. It wouldn't matter if it was a woman, if it being a man or whatever. It was the fact that those are my children. And I kept contact with them. Right. I saw them. I done my job, send money, take care of them, and whatever. But the thing is that I can't understand as a father when I would lay down at night. See, if you watching me, you're a single dad, and you're just a regular single person. You ain't got no children. You don't even understand what I'm talking about. You can't even have this conversation. You just gotta listen. When you pop out a child, a piece of your soul steps outside of yourself. It's deeper than your spouse. Steps outside of yourself and gets encased in human flesh. That, you feel it. You can travel to, I remember going to London one time, and I could smell my daughters up under their neck, and I was crying because I didn't want to be out of the same space with them. It was right after that when I came off the road in 2009. I said, I ain't going out no more and take care of my children, bump all of this. I don't care how much money. And so I would go out and make $30,000, $50,000 in 1 month. I said, I don't even care. And I started just being at the house. How? You're not well. How can you be a man and your child's there and you ain't got no do with it? And on top of that, you're a pastor, so you playing the role of a parent. A pastor is a parent. I don't understand. You are crazy. You are psychologically not well. Your ego and narcissism has literally made you, it's almost like, what was that Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible that was given the canopy and began to go on the ground, grow talons and begin to walk the ground? You are sick in your head to where you can do that and go to sleep every night. Something wrong with you. You shouldn't be able to do that. There's something wrong.
It is something wrong. And you really can't be a real man of God.
You're not well.
You really can't be an authentic man of God like that. I don't care who you
Somebody
are.
talking about, Larry, you didn't pop
really
out a
can't
child.
be an
Please
authentic
tell
man
me
of God.
what woman creates a child. The seed comes out, the man pops out of the child. That's the whole cultural thing that didn't mess everybody else thinking. The man maybe that's the problem. The man pops out the child. What are you saying? She pops out. No, she pushes out the child. What are you talking about? The beginning of the family is the father, not the mama. And maybe if we fix that these niggas will feel like that they just can't have no child and then give it to the mama and not have visitation and not have no custody. That's the culture. And you talking about Christian. It's the culture that you are in. You've been infested by that, and you think these moms are supposed to raise these children because you decide you want to be a Rolling Stone and you want to go off and preach and you want to go open up churches and you got children laying somewhere. To me, you ain't no good. I'm supposed to have a meeting with Smitty tomorrow, what I heard. And I'm going to be nice because I do like him. But I hope we don't get into this conversation because I don't understand that. I love you. I respect you because you're good at what you do. But to me, you less than a man. Less. I don't care. I don't care if you sending $10,000 to that. I don't care. A month. You less than a man. Period. Period. I was standing in the store with my daddy at Christmas, and we were standing in line getting fried chicken. And I said, Daddy, he was telling me, I said, Daddy, I watched you work this job. You were Jefferson Smurfit. You was at Kemp Industries. You went to work every single day. I'm an entrepreneur. It's impossible for me I couldn't wake up and go to a 9-to-5 if you paid me $1 million. It's not in my DNA. My daddy went every single day for 40-something, 50 years. And now walking with a limp and stuff. I said, Daddy, I was interested. I said, what was your driving force? How did you get up every day and go to work at the same place for 40-something, however many years it was? He said, it was y'all. Joseph, I got a lump in my throat so big, I was about to cry. Because in that moment, I realized all of my friends, people on this show, and people that come in my email box who don't have a father, and how blessed I was to have a daddy that cares so much about me and my brothers and sisters, that he would submit to something that was less than what he had dreamed for himself just because he had a baby. And you talking about preach? No, you will not preach to me. Don't know. You will not lay hands on me. You will not preach to me. I don't hear nothing you got to say. I'm going to love you. I can love people that I don't really like and care too much for. And I'm going to respect you. Right. But you're not going to have too many long of a conversation with me and I don't call you on that. I'm going to call you on that. And that's somebody that we know mutually, we got some kids. And I think I want to say something. When last time you talked to your child? And they go into whether it was because they know I'm an ass. How can you not hold somebody responsible for something they created? That makes no sense to me. And I really need to calm down. Why didn't you tell me to calm down? I need to calm down.
And for you to be a man of God, quote unquote, a man of God or a woman of God, it's ridiculous. And your first assignment should always be to your family.
Let me tell you this.
I don't care how great you get.
I don't understand how these Clark sisters not talking to each other. I don't understand. I don't understand that.
I don't understand either because they not young. Jackie, 70 years old?
70 years old. Y'all too old for this. Y'all too old for this.
Mother with spiritual mother, a jurisdiction mother, whatever.
Yeah, they done made a supervisor. It was like a female bishop.
70-year-old supervisor.
No, bro.
You can't talk to your sister.
No.
How can you teach the young women?
No. Up every morning on the IG, telling people scriptures and stuff. What? This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is why we was at the prophetic college, and put the flyer there. The prophetic college. This is some of the things that have been discussing at the prophetic college because this is some bullshit that's going on out here. This is crazy. And how in the whole hell and the heaven is y'all letting these people tell y'all how to do it and what to do, and they ain't even doing it. They ain't even doing something as simple as taking care of their child. I don't understand it. And my church was filled up with children who parents didn't take care of them. Then I had to step in and try to be a parent to them. I didn't always make the right decisions, because I was a grown person, but healing my own self at the same time, made mistakes. And then them same children, when I made mistakes, now everything that they daddy ain't do and mama do is all on me and my fault. And of course I work through that stuff and don't hold nobody responsible. But this is another reason why I'm so hard on these parents, because these children are gonna grow up and be somebody else's problem. And they're gonna be blaming somebody like me who love people and harming them and abusing them because you ain't took care of them. This is a cycle. I
think people really need to be in New York in March.
Yeah, they do.
At the prophetic college, because I'm telling you, the conversations, even when Archbishop came, and he had a conversation with you about him
his son,
his relationship with his son, and those things.
And you think I don't say nothing to him about it?
Wants to be a father.
Look,
right.
I'm on one side with Bishop, talking about his son. Prophet Khan on one side talking to Manasseh. You need to get your daddy, because this I do not care. I don't care what it is. On my show, I mentioned to him about Manasseh. I don't think it's proper.
Right.
But he's a great man. He's a great man. But he's a great man. But at the same time, there is something that is the relationship between him is not like that he disregarded, however, because Bishop, he can come in anytime, however. But at least he acknowledged, that I have my son. This is my son, but there's some issues and some problems. I think they do talk if they have to or whatever. No, he said he didn't talk to his son in a month. See, that's that got to be fit. And that's why I say something about him. Like, Bishop, but Bishop, just go down there. Just go to Florida. And Carl be on one side saying the same thing. I can't stand that kind of going on. I really can't. But I do understand how it can happen. But there should be a expiration point on that. Because even me, myself, when my family went through what we went through a very serious thing, because I left, you're talking hundreds of family members that were in a particular church. When I had my visitation with God, I left it all and said, I ain't coming around for nothing. And it took years of me, I'm prophesying, casting out demons, setting up churches, however. And I knew there was something that was out of sync. And it just crept up on me. It's like the Holy Ghost was like, you cannot do what you doing in the other folks' life, and you don't even want to have no desire to even see your parents. I had to work on that thing. So I'm not sitting here in this chair saying something to folk, and then I ain't walk this thing out. And we have serious issues. We have rape, molestation. All of us, we had some serious. This wasn't about no money. This was sick abuse. And we worked through it.
Right.
What y'all niggas gonna do? Y'all niggas, this is bull. This is crazy. I done held you up on this phone. I'm saying this fussing. I just think I'm gonna sign off this show because I don't know what I lied to say now. Because I
look, everything is figure outable, and the Bible says that he's going to turn the hearts of the fathers back to the children. And I really believe that's what's happening. God is causing all of this stuff to come out in 2019, because 2020 and this next decade is going to be a decade of the family, where the fathers and the children are going to come back so we can get the work right. We've been doing the work wrong because we've not been reconciling. We've just been having good church. But I honestly believe that we're coming into a decade where God is going to cause reconciliation to come in the home.
Let me tell you this.
That's why we're not going to.
Let me say this, and I'm going to let you go. And I know I got these callers, and this show done been 3 hours. I ain't done no 3 hours show on how long, but Denise called in and went and just changed everything. Glad she did. But let me tell you about this 2012. And when I tell you, and I prophesied this in the last year, many years ago, God kept talking to me about the time of the 12. 12 is an apostolic number. Yeah. You've been knowing me for years. Well, it was the end of the year, and God said, we're coming back into the time of the 12. I'm like, this is 2009. And I added the numbers together. I saw the 12. I looked at the 2. I began to look at research about the numerology and things of that nature. I said, oh, my God, we have entered another time of government being established. So this even has to do with our nation and the government. And I said to myself, I know that people, because I was talking about 2012 and 2006. I was talking about 2008 and 2003. And so all of these years was monumental cycle shifts and transition shifts. And this is what is happening in this year right now. So more than anything, everybody's saying exposure, and yes, that's true, and and Father, Son, and Son. This is about apostolic order. Jesus setting order, not in the church. This is the every system under heaven.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna sign off.
You're right.
This.
Wow.
I'm about to go into a whole nother thing. I'm coming out of Larry Live and about to go into something else. What is it? Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let you go. Thanks, Joseph, for calling in and just tearing up my whole show. Thank you so very much.
Thanks, Larry. Bye.
Oh, okay. I talked too much and did too much. I'm about to let you guys go. Make sure you support what we have going on. All the commercials that I'm gonna show you one last commercials. Meet me. I'm gonna be there at the Prophetic College. Creatives, professionals, artists, musicians, bishops, apostles, prophets. They're all gonna be there. Meet me there March the 21st. Go to this website and sign up. It's absolutely free for 2 days intensive. At night times, you can go wherever you want to go. This during the day. So go ahead, come on up there. I see you guys later. Peace.
Bishop Bernard Jordan and Bishop George Bloomer are assembling a host of prophets and prophetics in New York, New York on March 21st through 22nd. Register free today at mypropheticcollege.com. Come to collaborate and participate in this 2-day Q&A roundtable with some of the leading prophetic voices in the nation. Get your questions answered concerning the prophetic. Register free today at mypropheticcollege.com. That's mypropheticcollege.com.